fucking inappropriate.
It's like, is this black enough for you? I like something in black.
You fucked her eye so good she cried cum. That's so...
Listen, yeah, nut come out her other good eye. Yeah. I might gotta slap her, I'm sorry. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
It's so fucking inappropriate.
It is so big.
Then I put his head right under my balls. He's gonna jump. I'm gonna flip him up to where his dick is right here in my face.
So fucking inappropriate. So fucking inappropriate. So fucking inappropriate.
All right, everybody, and welcome to a weird part of the internet you really probably haven't realized you found yet. That's right. Here's a disclaimer right up front. We say naughty things. You have found the Inappropriates Podcast. It's the only podcast that's going to cover those top 10 lists that you didn't know you really needed and do the Mary Fuck skill for people you probably didn't know we wanted to do any of that too. Right now, here's your host, Matt and Nate.
All right, welcome back to another episode of the Inappropriates. We have a very, very special guest today, but before I introduce him, it is that time, the fictitious ad. R. Kelly and P. Diddy's prison album, Piss and Lube. Take it away, Matthew.
Dude, I hate you some days. I'm not even gonna fucking lie. I mean, I'm serious. Now I'm peddling prison albums.
Epstein wasn't available, so.
He's hanging around somewhere. Anyway, all right, folks. Today is brought to you by the brand new album release called Piss and Lube, brought to you by P. Diddy and R. Kelly. That's right, folks. Have you ever sat down and went, I need something new in my albums of music nobody wants to listen to collection? Well, let me tell you right now, for the low price of 4 installments of $9.99.99, we'll put that on Klarna. But if you use the promo code TIP, that's TIP, the Inappropriates Podcast, they will actually send you a free 55-gallon vat of baby oil. That's right, free 55-gallon vat of Diddy oil just for you to listen to your favorite new album that you'll hide just like a bad secret.
Piss and Lube?
Piss and Lube.
All right.
Where do you come up with this dumb shit?
Now that we got that out of the way, I am going to introduce our guest today, which, again, thank you very much for being a part of this. But he is Dayton's own, someone both Matthew and I are extremely, extremely excited to be sitting with in the studio. From the early days of being in the Irish Airbornes to later years as part of Ohio versus Everything, he has conquered the tag team division everywhere he stepped foot and continues to be a standout single star. In 2018, he was ranked number 135 by Pro Wrestling Illustrated for the PWI 500. He is a professional wrestler who has held championships everywhere he has been, to include the CZW Wired TV title and Tag Team Championships, Impact's X Division and Tag Team Championships, the Revolver Remix, and the Revolver Championship, amongst many others. With all these accolades, he has also managed to create a beautiful family as a father of 2 with his wife, Nevaeh. Although I do hold a grudge, by the way, because you ruined my boy Myron's wedding. I was there for that, but that's okay. I am still ecstatic to be talking to you today. So
You might have ruined it for him, highlighted for me, man. I'm not even gonna lie. I love it.
He is the fire starter, the one and only Jake fucking Crist.
How's it going? Thank you guys for allowing me to be on your guys' podcast. That was hilarious. By the way, I'm over here biting my knuckle, trying not to laugh. Hilarious. Thank you guys. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Like I said, such a pleasure to have you here. So I'm very grateful that you were awesome enough to do this. Responded to my email, gave me your phone number and everything. So
yeah, bro.
Thank you very much.
It's easier to contact me through like text or call. One of those guys. Like,
oh yeah,
I hate checking my emails. I know it's one of those things that you got to do, but even social media is kind of just like, it gives me the ick, as the kids would say, the ick.
I'll be honest with you, man. Like I'm old enough. I would prefer to either, text is still kind of the thing I'm cool with. I prefer the phone calls, and if I'm going to put my age in wrestling years, I I remember Batista and OVW. I remember The Undertaker debuting. I remember watching Kurt Angle wrestle with hair type shit, you know?
Yeah.
It's just kind of one of those things it's just, I tell people all the time, if you send me an email, it's going to be probably weeks before I see that. I'm not even going to lie.
Right. Like, do you remember like the old school text where you'd have to hit the number like 2 or 3 times with certain letters?
And then you had money when you had the little slide out keyboard type thing. That's when you had the cool phone and shit.
Yeah. Wow. We're showing our age.
I tell my kids all the time, so you have no idea. I used to have to go out back and do smoke signals in the fucking, backyard. Because it still blows their mind. I was born before the internet. They're like, what the fuck did you do? We grabbed a stick and beat our friends with it.
We looked up at the sun for hours.
I was like, it's a good thing we didn't have the internet back then because it probably would have died
I'd be in
and went
jail.
away. Yeah,
I'd be in prison.
Yeah, Facebook would have just been known as felony book for me.
Oh, yes.
I mean, can you imagine TikTok when we were as kids? You turn on TikTok and there's a video of us going, Jimmy's about ready to drive his bike off the top of Burger King. Watch this. Like, I mean, that was...
We would post videos of our 4th of July's running around shooting each other with Roman candles that probably wouldn't get over these days because that's what we did.
Yeah, and be on the internet showing off burn scars and shit. Like,
I totally get it. We're like, oh, it's just Mamaw's time. Like, don't hold grudges against her. I kind of understand that now because I'm a '90s kid. Like, we use those, terms. And
like growing up, everything we thought was crazy, we said it was retarded, and I've had to rewire my whole brain that I can't say that anymore.
Bro, yes. Yes.
But anyways, man, Wrestling Revolvers is who you're running with now, and I'm really just, I don't want to say it's a great product, dude. Like I've been there several times. My oldest daughter loves going to the show, and it's a really great product. You guys have touring there. It's such a fun time every time we go. Everybody there's really great. But really, it's a great show. You guys are really solid, not only on performances and the crowd interaction, but it's a lot of fun.
I appreciate that. Thank you, sir. But man, Sammy runs a great show. It's all Sammy. I remember being a part of his first shows, and they were the American Lucha Core shows in Belle Fountain, Ohio, because Sammy's from Belle Fountain.
Right.
I'm from a small town called New Carlisle. It's kind of similar upbringings. I think that's what.
Oh, trust me, I'm from Carlisle, so I know why they built a new one, but I'm just surprised they didn't make it better.
It's not very good. 2-horse and buggy town.
I tell people we're a 1-horse town. We're still saving up for the fucking horse. I mean, it's
that's it. Yeah.
We're super proud. We got a whole nother stoplight, installed in that motherfucker. And
yeah. I think the New Carlisle is most famous for having one of the old school banks run by Dillinger.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, it even says it on the side of the building before you walked in.
Proudly robbed in
1893, robbed by John Dillinger.
Well, I know I said we would get directly into the top 10 list after I did the introduction, but as two, we once aspired to be professional wrestlers ourselves, but for one reason or another, it didn't work out. So now you see us sitting here. Can you just tell us how you got into the business? Just talk a little bit about your career.
Yeah,
if you
for
mind.
sure. At 5 years, I remember at 5, 6 years old sitting with my dad, and because I come from a broken home. My mom and dad split up, so my dad would have us on the weekends. So I would go and I'd watch the old school home coliseums by WWF, and you'd see the old matches and highlights of WrestleManias and all that stuff where they threw Hogan down your throat, but Macho Man really. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, the Macho Man brought me in. Yeah, oh yeah. So I was like, yeah, I want to be like that guy, Dad. And he's like, oh, son, you go ahead and you do that, son. So he kind of pushed me towards my dreams. I kind of fell off when it got real cartoonish. Like the early 90s, I started like focusing on baseball. So started going through that when I hit high school and the NWO came out. I was like, ooh, they hooked me again. Hook, line, and sinker. And I was like, this is what I'm built for. This is what I'm put on the earth. So it's kind of a long story, but we had probably 14, 15 of us kids in New Carlisle, small town. We got together, and like back then, you had to be in the closet wrestling fan. You couldn't be out in the open with it. Like we got made fun of. We got like bullied is like a good. We would get bullied for being wrestling fans. So all of us kids kind of migrated together, and it was kind of like an ICP culture, like too, because we were all juggalos. So like it kind of went hand in hand, and we all would throw our money together, and we bought metal and school, and we welded it all together, and we put it in my buddy's backyard or buddy's barn, Dustin Ray's barn, and we kind of had backyard shows, and we would charge like $13, $14 or $3 or $4 to get in, and have like 13, 14 people start to come in. It was real intimate, and it grew to like 200 kids would pay like $2 or $3 to see us. And my cousin was kind of like our promoter, and he would like put us out on the internet. And News Center 7 got a hold of them and was like, hey, we're doing a special on Backyard Wrestling, and we would like to feature your cousins. So like they came and they filmed us, and we watched the special. There was like three backyard feds that they had running on the news. They kind of poked fun at the first two, and they're like, but these kids in New Carlisle, they actually have merchandise, fog machine, entrance, a wrestling ring. And that Sunday, small like church group like got together after service, and they're talking about like their week or whatever, and this one guy goes, yeah, I saw these kids in New Carlisle like actually had a ring, and kind of seemed like they had good heads on their shoulder. I wish I knew who those kids was. And a lady inside that group was like, I know those kids. My son is their commentator. So she gave him Derek's number. His name, we were big ECW fans. Derek Styles' number. Yeah. And Derek's mom like hooked it up, and this guy named Bill Kovaleski that was trained by Bobby and Charlie Fulton in like the Monster Factory. He came and he was like, hey, we throw 2 or 3 matches together and show me what you got. So we did that, and he's like, all right, I'm going to start this new fed in Springfield, Ohio. I'll train you guys for free, but you got to work for me for free for 2 years to pay off your training. Are you guys willing to do that? And we're like, absolutely. I was 15 years old. 15 years old. So like started training in Dustin Ray's barn for 2 years. I had a gathering ticket in hand. It was like $100, $200 at the time. I was going to the Gathering of the Juggalos out in, I think it was Illinois. And my trainer calls and was like, hey, Jake, I got this show in Piqua, Ohio for FCW, his First Choice Wrestling for Big Jim Hutchinson. And he goes, do you want to come wrestle with me? And I was like, absolutely. And he's like, I know you have, the gathering, and, I don't want to take you away from that. And you've already spent. I was like, absolutely not. Screw that. Like, I've been to many of them. Let's go. So we had a real legit battle royal for my ticket for the Gathering of the Juggalo amongst the kids. So I went and had my first match professionally at the Piqua Fishing Games in Piqua, Ohio. You could hear the shot pool. That's hilarious. That a big catfish you're pulling in. Come on, let's throw it in here and fire up. That was our locker room.
Yeah.
They were frying up the catfish they pulled out, but I could not have been more happy. And like being 17 at that time, I was a senior in high school, and I was walking around the halls like I'm living the dream.
Nobody making fun of you at that point, huh?
Not at that point, no. Shortly after that, for this fed called Outlaw Championship Wrestling.
Okay,
It was like 3 or 4 months after the first choice match. They put their light heavyweight title on me, and I walked around with that, with the bejewels and dallions falling off. I didn't care. I didn't care that it was fake diamonds. They were real to me, damn it.
Hell yeah. All right. Well, last wrestling question, and then we'll talk about the actual list. Is there a favorite match that you've had in your career, you personally, not somebody else's, but your personal favorite match?
That I've had?
Uh-huh.
Probably me versus Rich Swann when I won the X Division title in
That was a good
Canada. Me and Swan have been friends since CZW Best of Best. I think 2010
Nice.
is when I came out to CZW, and Swan, like it was at the 2300 arena, the ECW arena, and I was really good friends with Sammy. Sammy, Drake Younger, and John Moxley told DJ and was like, you need to book this guy named Jake Crist. I haven't heard from Sammy at that point for probably about like a year and a half or so, because when he moved from Ohio and went to Jersey, and started like he became a huge star amongst the CZW crowd. Like I could not believe it was like Sandman over in the ECW arena.
Wow. Yeah.
Like how over Sammy was at that point. Like he was working Adam Cole and like AR Fox at this time, Daisuke Sakimoto, like doing some awesome stuff. But anyways, they all put me over, and DJ called me out of the blue and was like, hey, I want to book you for this Best of Best. I never even really heard of Best of Best because I was at Ring of Honor for years at this point. And like what I knew at CZW was just the little interaction that we had, like the arena warfares where Zandig ran Ring of Honor wrestler guys out with the Weed Eater.
Yeah.
And we were in the back. I know I'm getting off. I will get back to Rich Swann. But, like, I remember Zandig saying, he's like, hey, you Ring of Honor, you wrestlers, like, if I get close to you out there with this weed whacker, I will hit you with it. And I was like, okay, I'm running the fuck out of the ring. As soon as I hear that get, I was out. I was, But anyways, fast forward CZW. I see Swan in the ring, and I think it was a tag match. It was a multi-man tag. It was a multiple people match, and he's so charismatic and like doing all the flips, and he's so young at this time, and he's doing it all with a piece of Kentucky Fried Chicken drumstick in his mouth. Like the way they build it up, and he's ducking. He's like, backflip, oh my God. And I was like, I need to fucking become friends with him. I was like, Sammy, you know this kid, right? He's like, he lives with me. And I was like, yes, I need to fucking become friends with Rich Swann. So I made it a point to become friends with Swann.
What a
It
great
was
gimmick.
awesome.
Yeah.
What a great
It
gimmick.
was fucking, I was just like, holy shit. Like, shit you've never seen before. Like, I'm sure it's on the internet that somewhere. But yeah, that sucked me, and I was like, bro, I need to become friends with him. But yeah.
All right.
Where were fuck?
I had asked you what your favorite match was.
Your
Oh
best
yeah,
match was you and
that
Rich
was Swan. Yeah. Me and Rich Swan.
X-Division title.
X-Division title.
Yeah.
That was a really good
in
match.
Canada. It was awesome. Just because of
Friendship.
winning the belt, friendship, just everything.
Gotcha.
Everything came together. It was an awesome time.
I mean, and Rich is such a great performer too. Like he's very, his ring work, his ring presence, I mean, you can tell the guys who are out there and they're really figuring out who they are. And, even though they've been doing it for a while, but you can still tell where they're still building that whole persona. And, Rich you can just tell he has incredible ring psychology while he's in the ring. He's always very aware where he's at, where everyone else is at. There's certain things you pick up on when you watch this sport for years and years on end. And it's just kind of incredible to see the new guys coming in versus the guys who have been there for a while. And there's just there are a little bit of differences in how they perform in the ring.
Yeah, it's that ring presence, and I'm being a stand-up comedian, I'm sure you can kind of see it. The polished people that are trying to find the way.
Oh yeah. Every open mic, there's
yes, it takes a lot of the and Swan, he's all about, like we all have, helping out the generation coming up.
Yeah.
It's like when I ran Rockstar Pro Wrestling, I did that for 6 years. I booked Rockstar in Dayton, Ohio, which kind of was right before, we built a huge crowd. Mm-hmm. COVID shut it down. We had to move build. I don't know if you guys know anything about Rockstar, but COVID kind of shut it down. We had to move buildings. It was the owner was just all about the bar. He was just like, "Oh, it's a full liquor license. We'll get more money." And I'm like, "The building sucks, dude." I'm out. After a month of booking it, I was out. I was burnt out. I was like, I want to focus on I was just told a month prior to that I was winning the title, so I was just like, I want to focus on this. I don't have time to deal with this drama. So I quit booking that, and then COVID, like I said, COVID shut it down. And then when Sammy brought Revolver, because we were running in Iowa, mostly out in Iowa, a lot for Revolver had been around since 2016. Yeah. I'm not very good with my dates. I've been hitting the head a lot. But yeah, 2016, been going out to Iowa ever since and watched them grow and bigger. And I'm glad Sammy kind of picked up and made it way huger than what I could have or what Rockstar was. But he totally brought Dayton wrestling great wrestling again.
Absolutely.
I mean, the comedy scene in Dayton has always been really cool. And I think the wrestling scene in Dayton kind of falls in that same vein. There's a lot of really good fans in Dayton. I mean, that I've been able to, see just with talks and going around. Obviously, coming and seeing your show, they always seem sold out. But I mean, Dayton is just a really good melting pot of a place to try a lot of great stuff. And I know stand-up comedy is a big thing here in Dayton, but wrestling, no matter who comes through Dayton, it just seems like it's standing room, packed out crowds. It don't matter if it's WWE, AEW, Wrestling Revolver. I mean, I was looking down the other day, there's 4, wrestling shows that run the Ohio Valley and up through Dayton, Cincinnati. I'm like, it's
a ton.
Ridiculous.
And over the years, I was just coming in to do it in Franklin. I was like, oh my God, the Sorg Opera House is close by, right?
Yeah, it's a couple blocks, actually.
Yeah. We used to run shows out of there.
Right over here.
The Zorg Opera
wow.
House.
Yeah.
John Moxley, Young Sammy. There's like I said, right with the CZW stuff with Sammy leaving Ohio, that that was one of the last shows I believe that he did in Ohio was for HWA at the Zorg Opera House, and he's like, I'm headed to Philly.
Oh, wow.
And like he went to Philly and became it made a huge name for himself.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of guys in wrestling, surprisingly, there's a lot of guys coming out of Ohio, man. I mean, obviously, like, John Moxley, but, Crist out of TNA or Abyss, when I was driving for Swans, I used to deliver to his parents' house down in Cincinnati.
That's awesome.
I mean, like, what the
I mean,
hell?
like HWA, like where we start, like that's where I met Sammy, because he originally was trained by Shark Boy, did like the Shark Tank, and then he came out to HWA, and I was already there at that point for like maybe a year or so, and I was just teaching him some of like the tricks and how to do stuff properly, because he. This is the difference between our generation and the new generation coming up. Like the people that we admired and we actually wanted to get critiques from and actually cared at the position, because like at the end of the day, like don't take any criticism or don't take any advice from somebody that you don't want to be in the same position as. So like Sammy would come and be like, what am I doing wrong? Will you watch my match? Like show me, what's going on. So like that was just the whole generation, and going back to the just the huge names that came through: Chad Collier's, Matt Stryker, Nigel McGuinness, BJ Whitmer.
Yeah.
All those guys came out of HWA. HWA was a developmental for WWF. Before the E came in. So yeah.
Right.
Yeah, like so.
Back when they weren't competing with a panda for a logo.
Yeah, bro. It was, and they got that ass kicked, didn't they?
Yeah. That was.
That's why they're like, yeah, I'm just gonna drop the F. I'll shit on your chest. Too soon.
No, not really. Nope.
I'm sorry, but that man's business. It's out there.
I mean, the shady business practices is going to come out eventually. I mean, McMahon was definitely doing something.
There's one thing I need you to do. Puke. He's gonna puke. He's gonna.
I mean, if you had to listen to that every day as a boss, you understand why Mankind's in the corner like, let me tell you something.
God damn it, say it. Use a fucking bumper.
But
I don't know. I was just only rumors in innuendo. I don't know.
I wasn't present.
I'm not all about that. I don't know.
I mean, yeah, it's like I said, the Dayton area. I used to work at the mall, and back as a teen, and Al Snow would bring his wife down, and she would shop, and he would sit outside the place that I'd work, and he was super cool. We would sit and talk as long as I didn't draw attention. We would sit and talk wrestling for hours, and eventually I was like, I want to get into it. He goes, "I got school in Lima, come up." And at the time, I was bouncing as well. And I had my kneecap literally knocked to the side of my leg, tore muscles above and below. I ended up getting put in a brace for an amount of time, and it was the same brace that they had on Stone Cold, that Don Joy with all the hinges and the
Yeah.
And I walked in up there, and I was talking to him, and he's like, "Well, I'm going to have you checked out," and it kind of came back that I would never make it to a main stage. Like, this is not an entry people start a career with. This is an entry they end their career with. Yeah. And I kind of wish I would have kept going and maybe done like more independent circuits and smaller shows and things like that. But, at that age, that young of an age, and everything I had going on in my life at the time, I was just salty that I was never going to see like a possibility of a main stage. So I just kind of left the whole scenario. And then like 3 months later, Al Snow goes down, takes over OVW, type scenario.
Yeah, like,
so
you never know.
Right. I mean, you never know, but
Everything happens for a reason.
it's
I'm a
kind
true
of one of those
believer of
deals.
that.
No, I am too, for sure.
Still stayed an
For sure.
avid fan, and like most every wrestler I've ever met has actually been super chill. I had an interaction with Hulk Hogan at the airport, at Dayton Airport, one day, and he actually was super cool to me, even though I've heard thousands of stories about how much of an ass he was to other fans, but he was really cool to me. Yeah, I mean, it's just once you get in and go to shows and get around that business, it's surprising when you start looking at it how connected, not only connected it is, but just it's just guys trying to make a living and do what they need to do.
It really is. It does all kind of like the roots become the tree, and everyone's kind of in a weird way connected. If you are trained properly and by like people that actually know what the hell they're doing, it can actually teach you the proper ways on how to handle yourself and do stuff like that. Not that, I don't know, I mean, I guess even when I started, you didn't really need to know like those old school tricks, but I'm glad Les and Matt Stryker with the unibrow would teach us stuff like that.
Yeah.
The old school hooker tricks. And I don't mean that kind of trick.
Well, like I told you through text, we could sit and talk about wrestling for days.
No, and I'm all about that. I have stories for days. I have I don't know. I feel I'm in the middle of trying to put some things together to write a book of like the last like 5 or 6 years of just being on the road by myself and chilling.
Oh, hell yeah.
See, we're gonna have to do this again, where we just have him in, and we're just gonna call it story time with Jake Crist. But that's a bad part about it, because I'd be just like, tell me another story.
No, a crazy. Okay, I'll tell you one crazy story. I'll tell you a really crazy story. I mean, hell, we got a lot of time here, right?
We're gonna do Tales from the Road. Why not?
I'll take you down the road, me and you, 2-seater, 2-lane highway.
Hold on, there's 3 here. I need a seat.
Let me take you. Well, it's a big car. It's only 1 seat. No. But I'll take you down the road a little bit.
It's a really big bench seat up front.
It's a nice seat. It's a real nice seat.
It's a beautiful seat. It's a perfect seat.
It's a perfect seat. Some would say it's the best seat. I think it's the best.
It's phenomenal. I'm just saying.
It's the greatest seat. It's my seat.
That irritates me. I cannot do a Trump impersonation.
No, I can't either. I was trying.
Like you're way better at it than me.
I think it's the hands. You know, I think it's the power comes from the hands. And the Macho Man does
That's really
too. God, you gotta go with the hands. The power lies within the hands. Like I said, it's the best. It's the hands are the best. Nah. But I'll take you down the road real quick. I'm headed to a show in North Carolina. I got a Juggalo grandpa with me. It's a legit preacher. Yeah, a preacher Juggalo grandpa.
I've met Juggalo doctors, Juggalo lawyers,
it's
Juggalo
awesome.
preachers.
And his name is David Ashburn. Love that man to death. He's amazing. I'm going down to PWX, and I have old manager with me named Jason. So it's the 3 of us. We're rolling down to PWX in North Carolina, have my match, kill it, get paid early. It's like, hey man, it's like a 6-7 hour drive. Do you mind if I skedaddle out a little early? So he gives me my Piazza, and I get off on the road, and it was actually South Carolina. I'm sorry. As soon as we get into North Carolina, come across like a big slowdown, and everyone's just window gawking, looking out the window, and Dave's driving. I'm in the passenger, and like he's slowing down to like a crawl at this point. And as we're creeping by, we see a blue truck wrapped around a concrete pillar, and it just started to catch on fire. And like he starts to growl. I was like, stop, pull over. So I literally grab the wheel and pull him over. And according to Jason in the back, he's like, John, like, you Dukes a hazard over over the top. Like your feet hit the ground like before Dave stopped. As you're doing and I'm running like that was probably 50 yards to this woman just screaming, he's in there and he's in there. At that time, like this whole truck is engulfed in flames. And like I'm thinking, because there was like a big like double extended cab because it had two doors, like a huge truck, and she's at the back passenger side. He's in there. So I opened it up and was like thinking there's gonna be like a baby, or a car seat or something in there, and I was like, man, like, what are you talking about? Like, so I'm running around checking the door. So I go to the driver's side, and I open the door. I just see a pair of feet just sticking out. I just reach in and I grab this guy's lifeless body. He hits the ground. I'm like, at that point, Dave's running up. I'm like, grab his hands. Like, we carry him up the hill. And it was like a scene out of a movie. I started hearing like the pops. I was like, is this... Like the wheels started popping. It's like because the car getting so
tires will blow off and
it was wild. That I thought like it was going to be a scene of the Terminator 2 of like the cars like popping up in the air. I was like, oh my god! I'm like trying to duck, but like I'm like, Dave, like. Like, this guy's, like, dying. Like, do you, like, I don't know CPR. Like, what do you think? At that time, North Carolina police come and they take over, and I tell them what happened. Man, like, the cop that interviewed me, she was just, like, she had that southern drawl. I was just kind of, like... Heart started pitter-patter and had, like, bright blue eyes. She's like, Sonny, you're a hero. I was just like, huh?
He's like, oh, shucks.
I was like, oh, shucks. I was like, ma'am, it ain't nothing. I just do what I'd want someone to do for me. I ain't no hero. I ain't no hero. So, they let us go. I'm like, jump in, and I'm just like, what the fuck just happened, guys? What the fucking fuck? Holy shit. Like, my arms are like no hairs singed on my arms. I have the smell of burnt hair and flesh, because this guy was like, whole body was burnt, probably 90%. And I was just like, the whole night, the whole rest of the drive, because it was silent probably for the first 45 minutes until I did what the fucking fuck of like Step Brothers of that shit. I was just like, what the fuck just happened? And I call my wife, I call Sammy, and I call my buddy Bad Dudes, Jeremiah. I call him and just tell them the story. Jeremiah was working for IWA Mid-South at the time. We can get into that, too, because I burnt that motherfucker's belts. Stories for days, I told you.
I've got an idea. So normally we do the Mary Fuck Kill. We're going to just scrap that today. It's just every time we break it up, we're going to do story time with Jake, baby.
Perfect, baby. So he's working for IWA Mid-South at the time, and Ian would always have after-show meetings where he would pay you in front of everybody. So, like, those people that weren't getting, like, the kids that weren't getting paid, like, you'd have to... It was the weird old school, like... Carney like days of like, oh, you only got paid off the house, like type shit. Like, so Ian would do stuff like that, and he actually shushed Ian, and like, which was a big no in his house. He's like, shh, hold on for a second. I'm talking to Jake, and he goes outside. He hears the what the fucking fuck story, and he comes back in, and he tells Ian, because at that time I'm his world champion, and he was just like, what the he really did that? He's a hero. Like, I gotta call Jake. Goddamn, like he did that. Holy shit! So I'm talking to Ian. He's like, Jake, now tell me what happened. You pulled a man out of a burning car, and I was like, because Ian, he'd stutter a lot, and you'd have to listen for 45 minutes for him to get one fucking point out. So after the I was like, yes, it's all true. And he was like, holy shit. So like I turned off my phone because legit there was this old saying in the business, telegraph, tell a wrestler. Like it legit spreaded like wildfire. So I turned off my phone, went to bed because I had Mid-South in Indianapolis that next day. And when I turned my phone back on, it was lit up like a Christmas tree. I was like, holy shit. So like I instead of like getting back individually to wrestlers, promoters, fans, was like, because what Ian did is he put a post about his world champion saving a guy out of.
I was going to ask if you
I'm
were
gonna
a
spin
face or
this
a heel
into
at the
an
time.
angle, kid.
No, I was a big heel at that time.
Oh shit! Did you
Oh,
face
shit.
after that?
No.
Oh,
no,
okay.
no. I was still hitting motherfuckers. I was still hitting
Heel with a heart, goddammit. Heel with a heart.
I was still hitting motherfuckers with kendo sticks. Like I'd bend them over and do like the fucking Boondock Saints. Like I'd call it baptize them and fucking I would just annihilate them with the fucking back in the head, like upper shoulder area, with a kendo stick. It was like, but yeah, I was still doing crazy shit like that. I cut a insane promo about all the deathmatch wrestlers being on crack and heroin and all that shit at and that was the King of the Death show that I did that on. So that show, that night prior, I pulled the man out. He like I said, Ian posted that, try to, I don't know, boost up his champ, which I get it. That's what you would do as a promoter. I would have done it too as a booker. Like if someone would have done that when I was running Rockstar, I totally would have put that out. Hill or Baby too. I would have made them a baby
Yeah,
face.
exactly.
Right? Like, that next show.
I wouldn't have continued with like, sometimes you got to pivot and move. You know what I'm saying? You gotta go.
Hey man, we know you just did this, and it's a really good thing. I'll go out there and be an asshole again. Like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, okay, I got
So
it. Okay, great.
And you know what? I did my job. I was still an asshole. It still worked out.
Right.
But yeah, it just, instead of getting back individually with each and every one of those people, I would just straight up, I did like a blanket like post, like this is what happened, blah, 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 blah. And I pushed that to the side. I have my match that night because in that building you couldn't get reception. On the way home from the Indianapolis trip, it was like getting crucified online. Like, you're calling yourself a hero. Oh my God. Fuck you, Jake Crist. I was like, holy fuck, man. I don't think this man and his family would think the same thing. Because like 6 months later, Dave went to college. His roommate from college, was a private investigator, and we ended up finding out the guy survived.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
I didn't want to talk about it or anything like that until that happened, or until I knew he survived. So that was really awesome. So like everybody that wanted to, that literally drugged me through Twitter Times Square and fucking crucified me, like, fuck all of you. Fuck all of you.
Yeah, what? Don't
That
live. I'm
man
shouldering this cross.
That man
motherfuckers.
and his family wouldn't think the same thing. So fuck all of y'all. That's just one Jake Crist story.
Oh, well, there's going to be more. Because like I said, we're going to scrap the Mary Fuck Kill thing, and we're just going to throw it to you to tell us a story, and then we'll get back to the list. So
But we probably should start that later.
We haven't even said what today's top 10 is. So since you chose it, Jake, go ahead and do you have any honorable mentions, or do you just have a straight top 10?
Man, we can do honorable mentions after if you want, or straight top 10, or we can do it in between. I could tell you why these are my favorite songs. Like it's
Okay, well,
I think it's like a personal preference on like top 10 favorite songs. But, coming in number 10 for me is Black Sabbath's War Pigs. I love that. I just love the fucking... I love when he comes in, General Gap. Like, that shit is awesome to me. It gives me chills. So, like, I have songs in here, and I'm all over the place. Like with everything, and music is, it has no boundaries for me. So there's some rap in here, there's some country, there's a lot of shit in here.
Okay.
Good. 10.
Yeah.
There's 10.
There's 10 songs in here.
All right. So I'm not the only one that's going to be a little bit diverse. I mean, you'll see my list. It's kind of pattern. But
I mean, I have a feeling that some of the songs are gonna be like, wait a minute, who?
Oh, and Post Malone just did that on the Emmys, War Pigs. That was just
tribute.
a few.
Oh, really?
It was so fucking great. Yeah.
He actually
Check
did
it out
a
if you
good job.
haven't.
I'll have to
It was
look
like
at it.
Slash. It was fucking awesome, bro.
Yeah. Slash was on the guitar. Post Malone was on the vocals, and I believe the guy from
Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Red Hot Chili Peppers was on the
fucking
drums.
Will Ferrell looking dude. I'm sorry I don't know your
Will
name.
Ferrell's twin was on the drums.
He was fucking
His name's
awesome,
Chad.
though.
His name's Chad something. I don't remember his last name, but it's
Michaels.
Phenomenal
I
genre,
don't
I'll
know.
have to look that up then.
Yeah, it was a really cool tribute.
Other
man.
than wrestling, I don't really watch TV, so I'll have to go out of my way to look that up then.
Yeah, bro.
You said it was on the Emmys?
I think
or
it was the
Grammys?
Emmys or Grammys or
I
something.
saw
What was the thing that just happened?
I think Grammys.
I'm not good on that
Yeah.
either. I think it's Grammys.
Okay.
If you type
I
in
mean, music's Grammys. So.
if you type in Post, then it's a Grammy.
I'll be honest.
I'll check it out.
I don't watch
Post
a lot
Malone, War Pigs, Ozzy Osbourne. It'll pop up on YouTube.
All right.
I didn't watch any award shows at all until Ricky Gervais did Golden Globes for like 3 years in a row, and that's the only ones I watched. And then I quit watching it after that again.
Bro, when he tore that, he ripped them a new one. Bro, that last one.
Oh my God! Yeah, I don't care. It was a great year for pedophiles, wasn't it? I just don't care anymore. I don't care. Like, oh God damn.
Yeah, dude. I just don't care. Fifth time. Was it fifth? Fifth time.
I think it was third or fourth. I think it was 4 or 5 like total.
Fifth time.
He's like,
5 times.
they haven't learned yet. They haven't
wanna
learned not to have me back.
I don't
so-
want to fucking be here.
And if you watch all like 4 or 5 of those performances in a row, he progressively just gets more belligerent because like you can tell he's like, I don't even want to do this anymore. Why do I keep accepting this? All right, fine, let's see if I can. And then at some point he was like, let's just see if I can throw the envelope and hit the back wall at this point. And he just, damn. So, but yeah.
Do you have honorable mentions or?
I have like 6 honorable mentions, man. But
I'm gonna throw mine out when it comes to me. So if you want to.
So my list kind of goes in insane places because my music taste has bounced so many different places over the years. For a lot of people that do know me, especially a lot of people that know me personally, but a lot of people that don't. From age 6 to 19, my parents made the decision to raise me in a cult. And so I went through a whole hive cult theory, being raised under those particular indoctrinations and rules and things like that. It was kind of a nationwide cult. There's documentaries, downfalls, and all kinds of fun bullshit that came with that. So my openings and horizons, as far as I had a normal childhood up to about 6, and from 6 to 19 was checkered and fucked up, and then from 19 is when I left home. I got back into music and wrestling and a bunch of other stuff from there. And so my whole music went from normal kid stuff to strictly Christian classical. Then at 19 I started bouncing and listening to rock. So a little bit of a swing there.
You kind of have like a rock announcer voice to you. It's awesome. Like you'd be listening on 94.9 The Rock.
That's right, the hits here on 94.9 The Rock.
Rock.
You wouldn't. Be
If
able,
you smell, anyway,
you
sorry.
wouldn't be
Yeah,
able to,
bro.
You wouldn't be able to play R. Kelly and Diddy's.
No, I
album
would.
on
I
that
would
station,
not
though.
feature R. Kelly and Diddy's new album, "Piss and Cum." That just.
Sid Lube.
I don't know.
What's your number 10? Or what's your honorable mentions?
Anyway, so for me, my honorable mentions are probably more of the most well-known ones out of my list, but that is "Cowboys from Hell" by Pantera. One that you probably won't know is "Ashes" by a band called the Longest Johns. "She's Kerosene" by the Interrupters, "Teenage Dirtbag" by Wheatus, and "Flagpole Sitta" by Harvey Danger. So I just covered like 4 different genres of music.
Dude, that's great.
But as far as what made it on my number 10, was a song that I started rocking shortly after getting out of the cult, shortly getting back into wrestling. It kind of became my theme song for whatever I was doing for the longest point in time. And that is a song by the Union Underground, and I'm talking about none other than Across the Nation, which was also the theme song to Monday Night Raw for about a year. So that's it's still a staple that goes through my playlist now, because there's something about that. It just, there's a high energy to that song that just kind of just semi makes you feel invincible after a minute.
Hell yeah.
So,
All right. I've got 5 honorable mentions, so I'll just run through those real quick. So I took this list as top 10 songs that if I put on, I know the words, I'm jamming out every time I'm raising the music. So all of my top 10 would be under that. I could have listed every track off of DMX's Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My Blood album, but I didn't. So I just put that in honorable mentions. DMX is by far my favorite rapper. So that's one honorable mention.
For me, it's You're the Dog again, but I mean, I get you.
But that's one honorable mention. And then My Way by Usher. I loved Usher as a kid. I used to have a TV that had a VCR like connected to it, and whenever his videos would come on, I would record them, and then I'd watch them back for hours learning the dance moves, like teaching myself from watching what he did. My Way
Piracy was a motherfucker in the 90s, wasn't it?
That is awesome.
My Way was one of the ones I definitely watched a lot. So
MTV was the original LimeWire with a blank VHS and a fast record button. You know.
This is my only country song. I don't have any in my top 10 because, truth be told, I mean, I like country, but it's not something that I'm on a jam like all the time.
I feel
So,
that.
but Tim McGraw's "I Like It, I Love It." I love that song. So, and then Slipknot, "Psychosocial." I used to hate Slipknot for some reason. I don't know why, but then I heard that song, and then I started diving more into the music, and that I became a Corey Taylor and a Slipknot fan because of "Psychosocial." So
See, back then you were either a Slipknot fan or a Mudvayne fan. I felt like
I love
you know?
Mudvayne.
and then
that might be why I don't like them.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. And then both people who listened to both, they all like Nine Inch Nails. So it was kind of one of those weird
I feel that.
times.
And then finally, my last honorable mention, "Crossroads" by Bone Thugs and Harmony. So
That's a great one.
yeah. It was hard to leave it off the list, but
Yeah. That is a very good song.
so just for my honorable mentions, you can kind of see where my list is going to go. Number 10 for me though is "Down with the Sickness" by Disturbed. So that came out in 2000 off their Sickness album. I used it for, as probably many other kids used it for, my backyard wrestling entrance music. I had a character that I called Carbon Monoxide, and I'd come out to "Down with the Sickness." So
That's awesome.
It holds a special place in my heart.
In my backyard fed, we had a monoxide.
Okay.
Yeah. Then he went on to be Smog.
Probably
Then he-
much better than me.
Then he.
Can you imagine trying to be commentary for that? That's right, folks. Get ready. The oxygen's coming out of the room. Here comes some more.
Dude. That would have been great. But it
The music hits.
wasn't
Is it getting rough to breathe?
Yes.
Scoo. I don't know. Sorry.
Yeah, we just went on a little.
That was. I don't.
That brings you to your number 9 now.
Number 9 would be "Mona Lisa" by Lil Wayne featuring Kendrick Lamar. I fucking
Okay.
just love that. There was a point where I would just listen to that every morning just to fucking get me going for the day. It was a good ass song. Have y'all ever listened to it? Yeah, it's good shit.
I'm a big Lil Wayne fan. Not that big of a Kendrick fan.
Yeah,
I like him. He's all right.
I like Kendrick. You know, here and there, for sure. But yeah,
Number 9.
yeah. Number 9 coming in at number 9.
That's right. This week's top 10 coming in at the number 9 spot. For me, coming in at the number 9 spot is a song that I knew about before it got super, super popular. Now it's everywhere because a professional wrestler now uses this in his entrance, and phenomenal for what he does and everything else. It's a song that I listen to on the way to every open mic and stand-up gig I get, just because it has a way of putting you in a mindset to get ready to go on stage and stand in front of a crowd of people. And that is "Kingdom" by Downstat. another solid band. Actually, you can look up other songs they do. Everyone knows Kingdom because of, obviously Cody Rhodes now. The band is solid all the way through with a lot of their music and all their songs. If you like that kind of rock, harder, earlier, what I would say like late 90s, early 2000s, where rock was really kind of hitting, they're kind of bringing that full circle with what they do. But Kingdom is one of those songs that just, always hits my rotation, always gets me ready for the quote unquote show.
All right. So. I think you told me that before.
Mm-hmm. There's a couple songs. There's 3 songs that before I go do any open mic or any stand ups, I have to listen to all 3 songs. It just puts me in that kind of mindset. Huh. Because if I don't hit all 3 songs, well, I'm not superstitious, but I sucked ass that night. I did.
No, dude, I'm not superstitious either. Mine is taking a shit before the match, so the match isn't the shits.
Oh. I tell people, hey man, it's all shits and giggles till somebody giggles and shits. I
legit.
All right.
I feel that.
Something else I noticed when doing this, I'm a 90s baby. I was born in 83. So 90s is always the genre that I say is the best music, best toys, everything. Mm-hmm. None of my songs are from the 90s. They are all 2000 and above. So apparently I like 2000s music. I don't know if...
Hey.
I guess that makes me really old then, because I'm about ready to go retro on you with that aspect.
The only one that was My Way. My Way was in like 97 or something like that. But anyways, all right. So my number 9 is another person that I used to record their videos, watch because he could just fucking dance his ass off, and that's Genuine. And the song is called Differences. It came off his 3rd studio album, The Life.
Man, you said dance his ass off. I thought you were going to say MJ for half a second. I was going to be like, oh, here we go.
MJ? Oh, Michael Jackson? I mean, he can dance his ass off too, but...
I mean, I guess,
I'm not knocking it. I just thought that just my head went somewhere else. My bad.
And I recently watched that video also for the song. It's really weird, like the style that he went with. He's like floating and stuff. It's weird. But his wife at the time, Soleil, is that her name? Yeah, Soleil. Hot as fuck in the video. Just putting that out there.
And now we know why he actually likes the song, everybody. It's like, this is a great song. Nuh-uh, it's just a hot backup dancer. What the fuck are you talking about, man? Like, no, it's really a great song. It's really not, bro. But like, I agree. She's hot.
All right. Number 8?
Number 8 for me would be Fall Apart by Post Malone. I feel like that song hits. It just kind of like, there was a time where it was in Vegas. It was like after one of the TVs and stuff where like all the boys kind of got together and we went like on a party bus and went to clubs of clubs. And I remember that song coming on, the whole fucking club just vibing out. I was like, that was the first time I heard it. And I was like, holy shit. Like if you've heard this song and it doesn't like give you goosebumps, you don't have feelings. You know what I mean? Like you're just lifeless and you're dead inside. So like that's just my opinion. But like that's why that song for me is Post Malone, I Fall Apart. Like I said, I'm kind of bounce all over the place in my music taste.
Sounds like we all are. So
yeah, for sure.
What's kind of weird about that is like I feel like I get a little lazy in my music because I know some Post Malone songs, but I'm so comfortable in all the music that I like that I don't really go.
It's hard to
like explore a bunch of new
like
artists and music, and now I know why. You just said I'm dead inside. I don't get goosebumps.
You're talking about being in a cult. Like I feel like being a juggalo was kind of like in that because when I was growing up, that's all we listened to was ICP. It was like, so I could, Wizard of the Hood would be one of those albums that I could listen to front to back because it tells such an awesome story. It's this Violent J rapping about, being the Wizard of the Hood. It's just like a parody of Wizard of Oz. It's fucking awesome. Comes through the Tin Man, all this shit. It's dope stuff. Like that, for me, like, it was like 10 years of just listening nothing but psychopathic records. And then it was like, I branched off from that because I had my first child, and I was I was bumping "What Is a Juggalo," getting some Subway, and you remember back then, like where your car would like still be like playing the music a couple seconds
after you turned it
walk
off.
Away. Yeah. So like I'm like all ICP hockey jerseyed out, like 4X. I'm like 90 pounds, like Jinko pants, and I could barely lift this car seat because I just have no muscles or anything. I'm just weak as fuck. So like, and "What Is a Juggalo" is playing in the background, and I see myself in the mirror, and I'm just like, Jake, what the fuck?
God damn it, you're a dad now, motherfucker.
I'll tell you
You gotta
exactly.
straighten this fucking shit up.
Remind me after. I'll tell you exactly what I said in my head because I'm a '90s kid, and I'm not gonna say it out here. But I'll tell you exactly what I said to myself when I saw that reflection, and I was like, "Oh God, I'm a dad."
And I'll be honest with you. Here's the flip
I'm a
side.
dad now.
Here's the flip side of that because it's hilarious. Like I had that whole realization moment too, right? Like, but at least you got it while your kid's in the car seat. Mine was probably like 3 years old. From like, all right, I really should probably I'm start paying attention to what I'm listening to when my kid's around and everything else, right?
To myself, is this flatbread that worth it?
And so fast forward, and my oldest is 17, and the weird part is like you forget your kids are gonna be you. To a degree. They're going to have their own personality and everything else. But essentially, my oldest is me, right? My youngest daughter, she is still so sweet and innocent, even at 14, and she's still my little baby girl. My 17-year-old is, hey, is there any fight going on this weekend where we can go watch people bash each other's heads in? Or when's the next wrestling show coming through, Dad? Or and my oldest started drawing at 8 years old, and she's continued that. She has apprenticeship offers. She's going to be a tattooist, and she's currently working on an ICP tattoo on the side of me that she drew out of the two Greek like mask faces for theaters, have the ICP paint on them and 2 crossing hatchets. And she's listening to ICP now, and I'm going, well, it was good while it lasted.
My youngest that is 10, because ICP is huge on like TikTok now, bro. Like, they're popular as hell, and
they're still putting albums out.
Oh no, I still like, so it's all full circle for me. This is what's crazy is like I ended up working for ICP. I have Joe's number. I still work for JCW. Like, so like,
no kidding.
Yeah.
That is fucking awesome.
I still love their music. I was just like, God, like seeing the reflection with the car seat just made me realize like, man, I need to listen to other music.
Right.
And I just, that's when I dove in. It was, early, it was around 2006. Yeah. I dove in. I listened to the Beatles because my parents love the Beatles. I listened to Michael Jackson because, like, what kid didn't love Michael Jackson? I have a Michael Jackson song on my top 10. But, like,
see?
He
is the king of pop. I mean, he is the king of pop. I can't.
I mean, I don't know. Like, I wasn't there. Whatever.
I just think Michael should have taken his own advice, right? Instead of bringing those boys to Neverland Ranch, if he would have just beat it, it probably would have been okay.
It would have been if he just would have beat it.
If he just would have beat it.
But
instead, those boys were hit by. I mean, they were struck by. What I'm saying is, a smooth criminal came by, and.
Yes, for sure. I was born in '84,
and it wasn't Michael Jackson that night going tee. Whatever. I can't even do that anymore. Tee. I can't. What the fuck?
But yeah,
too many years of smoking cigarettes before I quit and started vaping because that was so much better.
You never know. Maybe. There's a possibility.
I went off the rails when I got out of the cult. I tried every fucking thing I get my hands on.
But yeah, the ICP.
ICP is awesome. A huge chunk of my 10-year-old,
man. Like she actually, it's funny because like the "What Is a Juggalo?" because I remember it like it was yesterday because she was just like, Dad, my 10-year-old, like a 2-liter stuck in his butt cheeks, and I was like. Johnny,
hey, does it not hit so much different when your kid says it now? You're like, wait a minute, whoa. Whoa, what
Bro,
do you do? Oh,
Calm
shit.
down. I was like, whoa, never mind. I was like 4 years older than what you are now when I started liking this.
What's really messed up is I'll catch my oldest daughter and she'll be singing like To Catch a Predator, and I'm like, just why?
Have you given your number 8 yet?
I'm about ready to.
Oh, gosh.
All right. So my number 8, I'm gonna jump in.
We're moving slow.
I'm gonna jump into the genre with you guys as far as the rap game goes, but mine kind of ties in with what we just talked about, because my number 8 is Clusterfuck by Tech Nine.
Dude,
Einstein.
Tech Nine's
Tech Nine.
amazing.
Tech Nine's my dude, without doubt, man. I have been a Tech and Nina fan for years and years.
This
on end.
year
I've
at
been
the
a technician.
gathering, I'll show you some videos I took of a Tech set,
Oh,
and
man.
like
Yeah.
it was fucking phenomenal.
Tech
Like,
is phenomenal.
I love me some Tech too. Good shit.
So-
He started beating his chest. I'm coming in.
And Tech Nine is when I realized how white I was hanging out with my black friends and realized I can't say this stuff word for word anymore.
Nah.
because you just that's when you start realizing that, oh shit, okay. my
You
bad.
did a mm-hmm.
When you start radio editing yourself, gotta come up. Whoa, never mind. No. Yeah, that is a good song though, ain't it? Yeah, it is.
That's a good one if I ever heard one.
So
I've got a Tech song coming myself, but
nice.
it's higher on the list. So before I get my number 8, though, like, I'm completely opposite. Like, I get what you're saying. You saw yourself in the or whatever, and you felt you needed to change, which is good. Cause
I've done that numerous times in my life.
Well, I let my kids listen to everything that they want at whatever age they were. It didn't matter. And it's because of the way my mom parented me. My first album was Dr. Dre's The Chronic.
Hell yeah.
And I shouldn't have been listening to that. But my mom bought the CD for me, and it started because I think music really, like, sculpts, like, your brain. And if you're open to different things, you'll be more open-minded later in life rather than so closed-minded. So that's just my style.
Absolutely,
But
yeah.
with that said, my number 8, I'll probably get made fun of, but I don't care. And that is Holy by Justin Bieber featuring Chance the Rapper. And really, I'm a super big Biebs fan, so any Bieber song could be placed in this slot,
No,
but
I
that's the
like
one
that.
that I chose. So
I feel
Number
that.
8 is brought to you by the latest victim of Diddy.
poor Bieb.
I was actually just supposed to wrestle for like a private show for Drake.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
wow.
it was supposed to be some crazy shit, and we agreed to it. And then it was it was Halloween. This last Halloween, they got a hold of me like 2-3 hours before the show and was like, "Okay, here's the address," because it was all secret. You know, it was like, "Oh, here's the venue address," and I was like, "I'm 6 hours away. I'm in Dayton, Ohio. Like, we got customs. Like, there's you're in Canada." Like, come on now. Like, it's not just like a hop, skip, and a jump.
It's not like I can drive 4
So,
blocks
yeah,
up and do this show for you, man.
Like, I kind of feel like Bieber and Drake's kind of like, hand in hand.
See,
so.
that's the fucked up part, dude. I remember Jake when he was a Nickelodeon actor. Like, it's hard for me to go down the Drake music run.
Yeah.
If that ever happens again, I will be your driver. Just
Dude.
send me a text. I'll come pick you up.
For
I'll,
sure.
I'll pay for the fuel just to be able to tag along and
Let's
go
do
to
it.
that. So
Let's do it. It was going to be awesome, bro. I was so disappointed. I was like, man, why couldn't y'all? Because it was going to be great. But number 7, right?
Nope. It's time for a break.
Oh, shit.
It's,
Okay.
it's story time with
Do
Jake.
we need to-
Oh, shit.
So we'll make us a short story about something that happened on the road that wasn't Drake related at this point, I guess,
Yeah, I kind of just went into it a little bit. But yeah, crazy story time with Jake Crist.
Gather around, kids.
Gather around, my wealthy friends. So working for MLW, I was doing a
Oh, yeah.
bunch of stuff for ICP, like I mentioned earlier, and Joe happened to be in the Battle Royal, Violent J. and I was like a ring rider for him. Me and my brother were ring riders for probably 6 or 7 years, maybe longer, doing like gatherings. It's literally once I stopped wrestling or took that gathering off, and I just went full blown wrestling mode and hit the road and went to anywhere and everywhere that I could. So it was like full circle. Stopped listening to ICP back then. Started listening to a lot of other music, and then came back full circle working for the Clowns. It was awesome. It was insane. But MLW Battle Riot, I was like, Jay, I'm Jake Crist. Like, do you remember, like, he's like, oh my God, dude, you're my favorite tag team. And like, yeah, dude, like, here's my number. Like, let's link up. So like we were texting shit and started working for him again. And it was great. It was great times. Great times.
So, quick question, since you're the fellow,
Then I got fired a bunch of times, and then me and him. He's a legit, yeah, it's crazy.
I remember back during my ICP phase, I ended up getting my hands. I'm pretty sure it was a bootleg copy of a Big Money Hustlers, the movie that ICP put out. Do you remember that?
Yes, dude. Yes. Dude. I absolutely love that.
When you had to get some weird underground magazine and send it to a shady ass sounding address off the back to get some merch.
Yeah, dude. Big. That was a huge. They would show that at the gathering. Big,
I'm sure.
Big
Yeah.
Money Hustlers.
Yeah.
Big. What was the other one? Big. It was the Western one.
Oh shit! I wasn't aware about that one.
They did a. It was Big Money Hustlers first, and then Big Money Rap. Oh man, I forget what it is, but it was like a country themed.
Oh, that's hilarious.
But yeah, like another time that I had to look at myself in the mirror was when I got sober 6 years ago from alcohol. I was like, just like cancel culture ended up happening. I was in a group with Joey Ryan, RVD,
And TNA, right?
RVD's
Impact.
wife, and Impact. Yeah.
Yep.
That was a childhood. My favorite wrestler growing up was RVD.
Oh my God,
I was an
RVD,
ECW
phenomenal.
kid, and when they put us in, and they're like, "Oh, you're going to be cancel culture," and this was before like
I remember that.
it happened.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I was like, I don't understand
Like, what the fuck is
this
that?
gimmick. I don't know what this is.
You guys started it.
So I was trying to like.
Was it cancel culture or was it right to censor? I mean, I think they both kind
It
of
was pretty much. It was all,
kind of around that same time, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Well,
Right to Censor, I think, came
Right
after.
Right to Censor was way before in WWF. Like you're talking about Stevie Richards.
Yeah, Stevie Richards, and then
like all the
I
that was
wanna
like
say-
90s.
I want to say
and stuff.
CM Punk had a weird thing with that.
They
too.
had
It's like,
a
it's
straight
something like that.
edge, straight edge
Society is what it was. Yeah,
what
yeah.
he had.
Okay, that's what it
But
was.
yeah, like cancel culture. Like I was in a group with my favorite wrestler with RVD growing up, and we did like 8 weeks of TV at the time.
Yep.
And I had like a groundbreaking performance on the mic, because anyone that like knows wrestling, like you like to make it anywhere in the business, you got to be able to talk. You know,
Got to be able to cut that
that's-
promo.
Like with Sammy coming in with OVE, like gave us a voice, and like he took it away and like to leaps and bounds of what I could, and I'm so grateful for Sammy for that. But as that was going on, OVE was over, cancel culture happened. We're doing 8 weeks, a groundbreaking performance of that. I think it was like week 4 or 5. So it was like 3 or 4 weeks got aired as cancel culture, of like shoulder to shoulder with all these guys, and all our vignettes that was supposed to be cut in the back got switched and put up front because they loved the way that we looked when we were walking and talking to the ring. So it was like Joey had a few promos to start it out, and then once I had my in-ring and showed the office that I could talk, they were like, all right, Jake, walk and talk coming down the ramp. And when you see that guy with the red light coming down and he's walking backwards down the ramp and you're like trying to like, oh shit, I got to cut this promo and I got to walk. Oh my God. Like you kind of forget how to walk for a second. It was weird, but I knocked it out of the park. They're like, yeah, we're switching them all. Like, let's do it.
That's awesome.
And I was literally just kind of like, oh man, like, cause I knew what was going to happen. I couldn't wait for it to air. And the week that it was supposed to air, Joey stuff like all hit. And they're like, we're taking everything off
Oh no.
of what he was. And I was just like, oh fuck. So that sent me down a downward spiral drinking. I was still I wasn't drinking heavily until like that started to happen. And then like it was like turned up a few notches because I would get a hold of the office and be like, I'm not in a good place. Like what's going on? I still have 7 months left on my deal. What's happening? Like, I'm good. Like, just because these guys are assholes, like, what's up? And I'd write out a couple pages of stories to give them, like, how this could connect. Because I was trying to do, like, a Johnny Cash, like, Modern Man in Black type gimmick at the time. Like, this is how this could fit into, like, what we were doing with cancel culture and stuff. And, like, all on deaf ears. So it just kept piling on me. And I was like, man, I was at my... Literally, what you work your life to get to that point, making great money, is town to town, being on television, the stuff that dreams are made of, and it's all taken away of stuff that I had no. If I did that stuff, I'd own it and be like, okay, like to each his own. Like maybe I shouldn't be. I'm not playing the victim either. Whatever happened. It made me be a better person because it led me down to that dark. I was in the basement of rock bottom. It was legit. I walked past my full length mirror and I saw these titties and big beer belly, and I was like, I don't even know that guy. I was around 243 pounds, I think it was. And that was a week before I saw this guy. Because like at that point I was like, I'm not gonna jump on the scale again. And I was hungover from the night before because COVID got lifted, and was like, you guys can get, together in small, intimate settings. So, like, we had a huge block party, and, like, I got drunk as fuck. I promised my wife that, oh, you can get drunk. I'll drive us out. I'll only have one or two, and I was like, it was literally, I started DJing, and it was one of those go white boy, go white boy, go white boy situation. And I started feeling myself, and I started turning up that Grey Goose, and just like, goop, 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 goop. And I was like, next thing you know, like 250 pounds, just fucking, my little wife just dragging me to the car. I get home, she opens up the door, I fall out in my front yard, face down, ass up. And, like, at that point, I was really into Eastbound and Down. Like, you watch that show?
Yes.
I was really into Eastbound and Down. And she's trying to pull me up, like, come on, like, get in the house. And I was like, let the boy be, instead of let the boy watch. It was like a Will Ferrell. It was like, let the boy watch. I was like, let the boy be. Let the boy be. And I threw my head down in the mud, and like I remember closing my eyes, and she let the boy be. I didn't know if it was a couple hours. I don't know if it was a couple minutes, but I remember like opening my eyes, like, what the fuck? Why am I outside? I stumbled into the house.
Hang on, whose pink flamingos are these? What house am I at?
And that's what it was. That next morning, I walked past that mirror, and I was like, God damn, who's that guy? And like hand to hand, tears of my, you just need to get your shit together. You can do something. Let's go. Like one of those inspirational type fucking speeches to yourself. Rah, rah. Like, you still got time. You still got gas to take. Let's go, motherfucker. And then it's like, ran to the bathroom, threw up, jumped in the shower, get out of the shower, throw up, and I'd do that like rinse and repeat 5 or 6 times, and I'd normally be good, and like the hangover would be off me. I walked past my wife as she was doing the dishes, and she's like, "Where are you going?" I was like, "I'm going to the gym." She's like, "You don't have a gym membership?" I was like, I'm about to. And I've been walking to the gym ever fucking since. It was 6 years ago.
Nice.
That's one story.
So 6 years sobriety?
6 years, yeah. 6 years this October.
Well,
That's awesome.
congratulations.
That's awesome, man.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm glad that, not what caused it, but the fact that you're able to get over that. And
Yeah,
I'm glad that happened. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like it sucked that like it was literally what dreams were made of. Like I didn't expect to be in a group with my favorite childhood wrestler growing up.
Mm-hmm.
And then like I remember I don't know if they got aired or not, but like we had a few of the 6-mans and 8-man or 3. It was tags and 6-mans. And I remember RVD on the outside like popping and putting me over on how good of a wrestler I was, because like I found out later that like RVD was the one that like picked me. It could have been me
That's
or
awesome.
Dave. And it was like, you know, he's like, "I'm glad I picked the right one. He's the fucking better one." So like it felt good hearing that voice, because at that time it was COVID, it was empty arenas.
Yeah.
So like you could hear like what, everyone was saying. So it was fucking awesome. But did not expect the way that goes. And like I said, all the emails, texts, calls, they like from top to the bottom of management, I tried to like, see what was going on, and they just let my deal expire. It was like, what WWE gives you like 3 or 4 months of like no compete clause in their contracts.
Yeah, something like that.
90
yeah.
days.
Like I
yeah.
was in like 6 to 7 months.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, damn.
So by that time, and it was COVID, I couldn't find a fucking job. So like I was scrambling. I have 2 children, so it was like, fuck, like what do I got to do?
Who was running things then? Was it Dixie or who
No,
was? She was already gone?
it was Anthem. Like they were running it. I think like president may have been I think the vice president may have been Scott D'Amore, like D-Lo, Jimmy Jacobs, Tommy Dreamer, like those guys were like the agents and main story guys and stuff like that. But yeah, like it wasn't the same regime that has it now, or the same people that are running things now. But yeah, like and I don't hold any grudges or anything like that. It's business. I get it.
Yeah.
Like
That business changes so fast.
yeah.
I mean, it really changes so fast.
You realize like within that 6 months because it was, man, like I had people making videos of like the match I had that saved TNA's I saved the company as like a wrestling company. It was like OVE versus LAX or like something like that. Like I got tagged in a bunch. I never watched the match because I'm one of those guys that like whenever it happens, it happens. Like I don't go back and I don't sniff my own farts. To me, that's like sniffing your own fucking farts. Like I'm not gonna go back and watch my own shit. Like I know what I did.
You're missing some good
wrong,
stuff. Just saying.
Well, I mean, like
he was there for it, I think.
Later on in life, like when I'm out of the ring, it may be a little different. But like right now, I just like I'm worried about the next one.
Fair.
Like I'm trying to top the next one with the next one, whatever it may be.
All right. Ready to give your number 7 then?
Oh shit, my bad.
No, you're good.
All good.
Long awkward pause. Brought to you by Jake Crist. Top 10. Where are we at? Number 7?
Number 7.
Oh shit! Make fun of me now. This is the Michael Jackson song "Leave Me Alone," only because that was the first video I remember as a kid, and like never like stopped listening to Michael Jackson early age, and then like I said, went into like some of the Beatles and like some of the stuff that my parents would listen to, and then strictly just ICP. It was like I was on the road with my old manager, and we were talking about old songs and stuff, and I was like, man, do you remember that Michael Jackson song, Leave Me Alone? I still remember like the teeth chomping and the him going to the music, and he was like the roller coaster in the music video. But that's why I picked that, just because I remembered the music video, because it obviously had to leave a mark, an indent where I could like years cite it, and then I was like, was it like that? And then we pulled up the video, and I was like, oh my god, it was like that. But just because of the video, I loved that video. I thought it was so cool. I don't know why.
Back when music videos were on MTV, you know,
Yeah.
or VH1, whatever it was you listened to, watched.
Yeah. Both. I watched both. I liked MTV and VH1.
I was big on Fuse.
Okay.
Fuse was more rock genre oriented, so I was really big in Fuse. Fuse was the rock punk version of MTV.
Man.
Reality took
It
over.
was Fuse and then Comedy Central for me.
Yeah.
The hour-long comedy specials every Friday and Saturday night, like 3 hours of nothing but
And
lots
for
of
me,
comedy.
number 7, like right here, could have been like Bohemian Rhapsody 2 by Queen. Like I love
That's a really good song.
that song too. So like that was a really hard decision for me.
But ultimately, it's Michael.
Just because of the
video.
The video.
Hell yeah.
And I'm being hit in the head numerous times of what I did and all the crazy death matches I've been in. Like, to be able to remember that video and not seeing it for like 20 years or whatever the fuck it was just like, holy shit. Like, all right. So I put it on the fucking, I downloaded it. It was like, it's still on the playlist.
So number 7 for me came not long after I got out of the cult. I went through a really hardcore downward spiral, I guess you could say. I'm the second oldest of 7 kids, so I always had a lot of people around growing up. I had the church we were a part of at the time was pushing 500 people, so we were consistently involved in different groups, and then I'd been sent to quote-unquote training centers where there was another 1,000 kids sitting there and things of that nature. So I went from that kind of group hive mentality to legitimately being alone, sitting in an apartment on a floor because the only furniture I had was a ratty couch I pulled off the street and a beanbag at the time. And that was an improvement because I spent like 4 months in my car. And at that point in my life, I was going through a lot of suicidal thoughts. I actually at one point wrote out and planned how I would kill myself and what would happen afterwards and this, that, and the other. And the song that kind of made me sit up one day is odd because it's a Stained song. It's called Price to Pay. And for some reason, somehow, that one snapped me out. Like, if anything in life's going to be worth it, there's going to be a price you're going to have to pay to play the game. And for him, he kind of wrote it as a loss, and for me, I took it as a way to get up, go back to work, and try and build something of what I had left. Because it was not only a culture shock going around and seeing what the world was like, but it was a major shock because everyone that I thought I would have for support turned their back on me in under 24 hours. And, that surprising feeling of instantaneous isolation and being alone is a rather insane scenario. And that's the song that for some reason, for probably almost a year, I clung to and listened to multiple times a day.
Nah, man, I totally can relate to you on that because, like, again, like with the story I just told with getting sober, I felt like that too. Like, I felt like the company I was working for, I felt like all my friends, like, except for just like Sammy was like the only one. He probably should have turned his back on me because it got real crazy and bad. So, like, so yeah, like I could totally relate to that.
Yeah. It's a.
Felt like everybody turned their back on me. You feel like yourself turned your. You feel like you.
How did I turn my back on myself? But
How did
somehow I
do
managed
I
it. you know?
fucking did somehow.
Right. So.
Well, my number 7 has none of that. It comes from the 2009
Thank
sound.
God. Yeah.
It comes from the 2009 soundtrack to LeBron James' More Than a Game documentary, which I'm not a LeBron James fan. But
And we're back.
this song, however, has 4 of probably the 2000s top lyricists, which includes Drake, Kanye West, Lil Wayne, and Eminem. And the song is Forever.
Okay.
And Lil Wayne and Kanye both have been reported to say that they rewrote their verses once they heard Eminem's, because Eminem's like just blew them out of the water. So they spent time to rewrite their verse. But
Man,
yeah.
Eminem's got some good shit too.
Yeah.
He's got some good stuff.
Yeah.
Where are we at here?
You should be on number 6 now, sir.
Okay, number 6 for me is Hear My Train a Comin' by Jimi Hendrix.
Ooh.
I fucking just love Jimi Hendrix. It just, yeah, like I said, I'm just all over the place. I used that as a walkout song for a few years for the, what was it, IWA Mid-South like run, like, because after being, not getting talked back to, or not getting contacted back by Impact and shit, it was kind of like, hear my train a coming, baby. So yeah, that's where I started killing people with a kendo stick, baptizing motherfuckers.
Jimi Hendrix is one of those greats that you almost forget about till somebody brings him up and they're like, oh,
I love me some Jimi Hendrix.
Jimi Hendrix, man.
His guitar just sings to me. Tickles my bones inside.
So, number 6 for me, I'm gonna go way back, a little bit more retro on this. And that for me was from the soundtrack of the very first Highlander, and I'm talking about "Princes of the Universe" by Queen.
Oh yes.
So I don't know, that was one of those early. I'm gonna call it a Queen offshoot song because everybody knows the standards. Another One Bites the Dust. We Are the Champions. Blah blah blah. Right, but there was a lot of energy in that song for Princess of the Universe.
Dude.
And that movie, in my opinion, that's the number one movie I want a remake of and don't want a remake of all at the same time, because it's almost perfect the way it was filmed the first time, but it'd be really cool to see what they could do with special effects on it now.
Yeah.
So
dude.
for
Queen
me,
is amazing.
it's definitely Queen's Princess of the Universe, number 6.
All right. Number 6 for me is another Lil Wayne featuring Eminem track. Comes off of Lil Wayne's 7th studio album Rebirth, and that is the song Drop the World.
Okay.
The album itself got shit on a lot by critics, but I don't care what other people say. I like that specific song. It's one that as soon as I hear, I start every word rapping with them, and
I can't wait to get with you guys with your. I'm like, hey man, send me your top 10s. I want to hear this shit. Because like I said, I'm open to anything and everything.
Yeah.
Number 5 for me is "Homies" by ICP.
Third.
I love that. It was okay. So after every one of our backyard shows, that's how we would close it off. We would play "Homies," and that's how like the fans knew that this shit was over and get the fuck out of the barn. when you heard "Homies" playing, bro, I love that shit. I love it.
It's funny. He just says the name of the title, and it just automatically plays, man. It's just
Yeah, bro.
Let me ask you this about this kind of life we live.
I probably should know all of the stuff, being wrestling and rap and stuff, but I'd never listened to ICP, so I don't.
I'm not going to say it's an acquired taste, but it's an acquired mindset, and you have to have the ability to listen to more of what they're saying versus exactly what they're saying, but it's still really good.
What I love most about ICP is their lyrics paint such a great picture. You can actually, like, to me, I could follow along and like it's legit. At the end of the song, it's like a big picture of what they like chicken hunting would be like, a cool like picture like a legit art, fucking canvas style picture of like, it's good stuff.
Yeah.
To me.
And it can be as shallow or deep as you want it to be.
Yeah.
Because there's so many subliminal messages hidden in their music. It's ridiculous, but it can be something very deep, or it can be something surface, just depending on how you look at their music and what happens with it. It's definitely a multifaceted type scenario, in my opinion.
I mean, I like a lot of artists that have done like collabs with them and stuff, so I probably would like.
Yeah.
It's just something I never got into.
And like I said,
Totally.
everybody would sit around waiting for the next Joker card to drop back in the day, man. And then the flip twist with the Wraith card at the end and the two different albums they put out was just kind of genius, and how they ended that, man.
That's what made me fall off, though.
Yeah.
Of being a legit fan. It was like, so it wasn't the what is a juggle. Like, I was a huge fan all the way up, because like I was waiting, like you said, from Malenko on, like Jackal Brothers was amazing.
Amazing Jackal Brothers.
But legit the Wraith, which was crazy, full circle, I ended up being the Wraith for ICP this last run under a mask. The blue and red Wraith, because like at that time it was just Hell, Pits, and Shangri-La. And when Shangri-La came out, and it was like, oh, truth is we follow God, we've always been behind him, may all juggalos find him. I was like, oh shit.
See, and that pissed a lot of people off.
It pissed me off.
But if you go back from earlier than Great Malenko, like all the way, there are these hidden like values where they kind of hint at it.
I like that. It's like, I'm a religious man. I believe in the higher power and all that, but I'm not gonna push my beliefs on anybody else. And I felt like being a juggalo was kind of like, oh man, like you just pulled like a grandma move on me and just told me like, if you don't eat your vegetables, you're going to hell. I don't like when people weaponize Jesus. I don't like when people weaponize God.
One line at the end of one song.
I'm dead serious.
No. I do. Trust me. I get it.
It really was.
I lived that
me.
life for a while,
like,
as far as the Jesus pushing and everything. I completely get it.
Because like my and God, like she's 97 years old, like fucking maybe there's something behind Jesus and stuff and what she preaches, but like hearing that from 7 on, and she lives in Seattle, so it was like. Every
Christmas.
time I'm seeing you, you're like, come on, I'm going to hell because I'm not eating my veggies.
I went through I went from the
come on, Mama.
The Southern Baptist hiccup preachers, hellfire and brimstone, to the indoctrination of the cult. So I mean, I understand how that can wear on you.
It just and like I said, I feel like I am a religious man, but I just I don't push that on anybody.
And I've always said I believe in God and I believe in the morals of the teachings of God, but it's the people that follow him that give him a bad name.
I think it's great, like if you need religion in your life to put you on the right path of being a great person, I say you're not hurting anybody, let's do it. But like once it gets to weaponizing God, I'm not for that.
Yeah. I mean, the message is to be a good person and help your fellow man.
Yeah,
and it's not necessarily beating that message into everybody. It's whether or not you got the message. Are you practicing the message? You know what I'm saying?
And then sometimes it's just like, all I got to be told is, once I got it, I'm good. I'm good.
And once again, today's revival moment was brought to you by P. Diddy and R. Kelly's brand new album.
Brand new album.
Is that what your number 5 is?
Live from Folsom Prison. Anyway, no.
That's a good one by Johnny Cash.
Yeah, I mean,
that's a good album,
we can keep going. Here we
Come
go.
on now. I love me some Johnny Cash.
Johnny Cash. I love me some Johnny Cash. I'm not going to say. Oddly enough.
Hurt by John, like the remix.
Yeah. Phenomenal, actually. Just, oddly enough, Cash or ICP didn't make my list. Weirdly enough, as long as I spent listening to ICP, you figured it would have made it on there somewhere. But I'm glad. I'm glad they made the appearance, though, man.
I feel like I had to put them on. you know, it's like, again, it's all full circle for me in my life of being a huge fan to becoming Violent J's favorite tag team.
Right.
Like, it's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, you have so much more
There was
history
one
with these
time-
guys,
okay,
which is so cool.
The Mighty Death Pop. The Mighty
Right.
Death Pop just drops. At this point, like, I didn't know they started on a second hand of the 6. Because
Yeah,
again, I
me
completely fell off. Like,
Right.
I listened to Hell's Pit, but I didn't like. I was kind of like, fuck it. Like, Shangri-La ruined my whole 12 years of fucking life. Ruined it all with one small little lyric. Literally, I took it to heart.
And they went into what, Pop Bang Pow, which was like another
Again-
7 albums of that. You
I'm
know,
not sure. So like we're wrestling at St. Andrew's Hall, Hollow Wicked.
Yep.
I think it was against the Haters, and they're having the Mighty Death Pop release party.
Nice.
And we fucking murder it with the Tom. They went by the Tomasellis, but in ICP in the Juggalo world, they switch up your gimmick, and you know, I'm not Jake Crist there. I'm either Ring Rider Red or I'm the Wraith, Shangri-La, or Hell's Pit. Like that's who I am in the Juggalo world. I'm not Jake Crist or anything like that. So Joe goes, that was the best fucking match I've ever seen in my life. He pulls out a big fucking knot in his wallet or his pocket, and he fucking gives me and my brother an extra $200 and was like, you could go to the merch, grab grab the Mighty Death Pop and like whatever fucking shirts, jerseys, whatever you want. Like, just tell him Joe sent you can have it. It's like, fuck yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck yeah.
So that puts us on, shit.
It was still 5.
5.
Shit.
So 5 for me is a band that I've seen live. Fucking phenomenal show. I recommend anyone to go see it. I recommend it. If you like music at all, this is a great show to go see. But my number 5 is The Devil's Dance Floor by Flogging Molly. If you guys have ever heard Irish rock or any kind of, anything that's come from that area, Flogging Molly's a phenomenal band. And there's something about 9 drunk Irishmen on stage that get better the drunker they get.
I'm a huge fan of the Dropkick Murphys.
Dropkick Murphys is another
I
phenomenal.
used to come out to The Walking Dead. Me and Dave used
Okay.
to come out as the Irish Airborne. That was our theme song.
Okay, so yeah, probably the two
Walking
biggest known Irish rock bands is Dropkick Murphys, obviously, and Flogging Molly would be the other one.
It's like favorite movies, probably like Boondock Saints. So like
Phenomenal.
we did, with being brothers and shit too, and everyone thought we were twins. So we kind of like adopted the Boondock Saints gimmick with the Irish Airborne, and that's
one of Norman Reedus' greatest roles in my opinion.
Bro,
What a
is,
fucking
yes. So
and Billy
such
Connolly, holy shit.
William Dafoe
Yeah, William Dafoe as well.
is amazing. And I was just the scene where he's just like bro, it's so cuddle. Cuddle. Such a good scene.
William Dafoe is he crushes almost everything he's ever done. He such a sleeper actor that people will overlook.
So
I swear to
good.
God.
Flogging Molly, right?
Flogging Molly.
Okay. Mine's not Flogging Molly. It's from a 2022 album. And this man is actually also a professional wrestler. One of my favorite professional wrestlers. His music is also really, really good. It's very inspiring. He is currently out. May not be able to return. I'm praying that he does. But that is none other than Chris Bay. And the song is called My All. It's hip hop R&B-ish. The whole album is. I love all the songs on there, but that's probably my favorite one. It's very uplifting and inspirational. So shout out Chris Bay.
Had an amazing match with Chris Bay in Dayton.
Yeah.
Bay Day. You weren't
I was at Bay Day.
Okay. Yeah. We opened the show.
Actually,
Me and him.
that's the only time I've actually been able to meet him. So I'm grateful for, again, Wrestling Revolver, having him there. So.
Man, he was when he was first coming into Impact. We had some interactions and matches together. It was phenomenal. He's such a great talent.
Yeah.
Amazing person.
I'm telling you, like the Wrestling Revolver, like I got to see Rhino live. I never got to see Rhino live until Wrestling Revolver was a fucking
Jerry
phenomenal
Lynn.
show.
Yeah, dude,
Got to meet Jerry Lynn.
Mm.
I mean, fucking Jerry Lynn, ECW, everything. I mean, oh my god, it's just
Man, Jerry Lynn's great.
Jerry Lynn's phenomenal, man. He
So
was
great.
super cool, dude.
Yeah, he
Really was
one
super cool.
Between him, is either him or Abyss that are my favorite producers I've ever had,
Yeah.
agent wise in wrestling. It's like once you get to like TV, they start agenting, like they'll send you agent per matches and stuff. Abyss was an amazing agent, and so was Jerry Lynn was the best. Like we have like jokes and stuff, fucking great guy, amazing dude.
Well, we're not to 3 yet, but before the 3, we'll do another
Yeah,
story time
no
with
worries.
Jake. If you got a story about Jerry Lynn,
I
you
mean,
can share.
maybe.
Okay, well, we got a couple more before we get to that. So,
Maybe.
because you should be
I mean, I'll
on your
be
number
honest.
4.
It's not really like a story. It's just the stupid little stuff we would say to each other back and forth. But number 4 for me would be House of the Rising Suns by the Animals.
Mm.
Good shit. Good stuff. Amazing. And
Good-
for
good
me,
classic
like I said,
throwback.
it's all about if these songs like give me goosebumps or give me feelings and shit. So it's like if I could place like a memory with the song, that's why it came the top. That's why I become like a fan of the song.
Mhm.
If it moves me in some sort of way, because they're like I said, for the 12 years, I felt like I was kind of like dead inside just being in the Juggalo world. Because that's all I listened to was Juggalo music. Between
Mhm.
Blaze, Twisted, ICP, and then didn't even understand why they had a big following. And then it was just crazy. But yeah, number 4 for me, House of the Rising Suns by the Animals.
Solid
Hell yeah.
song, man.
Yeah.
So, number 4 for me. Once again, I've been super fortunate. About a year and a half ago, I drove to Columbus, didn't I? And I got to see this band. And that is The State of Massachusetts by the Dropkick Murphys, man. Fucking great live show, too, dude. Holy
Dude.
shit. Got there early, had general admission tickets, so we were down in the where you stand only section. There was no seating or anything else. And I swear to God, I was 3 people back from the stage the whole fucking concert. Dude was just, I mean, it was phenomenal. Got to see the Met Singers while we were there, open for them, and got to see, Dropkick came out, put on a fucking killer show, crushed the living shit out of it. He spent like 40 minutes bashing on the government and Trump, which I kind of figured he was going to do anyway, which, I don't ever go to a concert or any place for a political statement from any kind of the way you view the religious side of it. I get it. We all
No,
have our
I'm
own
the same way
opinion.
with
And-
politics.
And it's
I
kind of
think
one
it's
of those
all
things
bullshit.
where, man, just let me enjoy your music for you and don't ruin my opinion of it by making some weird statement. But solid show, man. Like the energy in the crowd, fucking crazy, dude. And it just everybody was having a great time, and that's the best part about it. I hate going to concerts where fights break out and then they have to stop the show and then they have to this and then they have to that. I love just going where everybody just vibes and it's a great experience. One of the reasons I love going to wrestling shows because everybody is there and they all know we're all gonna have fun, and no one wants to kill that vibe in the room. No one wants to kill that vibe in the room, So I mean, that's what makes it special, man. Because you build that community, and either whether it's rock or punk rock or Celtic rock, or wrestling or comedy, when you get that community that's there to legitimately be what you want that community, man, it makes it special.
That's like
It
the
really
hardcore
does.
scene. Like growing up, we would like the straight edge hardcore scene. Like was huge coming up, and that's what that reminds me of. Like just a strong knit community.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, number 4, State of Massachusetts is by Dropkick Murphys.
Okay. 4 for me, Back to Wrestling again. It was used for 2001's WWF SummerSlam. It was ECW's brand music for 2006 and 2007, and then it was again used for 2 different One Night Stand pay-per-views. And most recently, it's been a few years, but it played during AEW's Anarchy in the Arena at Double or Nothing, and that is Bodies by Drowning Pool.
That's awesome.
When that song comes on, just immediate. Yeah, turn it up. Yep.
My youngest kid out of nowhere hits me with that song. Like I was like, "Holy shit! How do you
Hey,
know
Dad,
that?
have you heard this? Like,
How do you know that, bro?"
Hey, you know what?
I mean, she was young too. It was probably like 6 years old. It was like 4 years ago. I was like, how do you know that? How?
Good taste.
TikTok.
Good
That stuff comes back around so much, dude.
Yeah.
That older
TikTok, bro.
generation. Like my daughter's be like, "Hey, have you heard this TikTok song? I mean, get the fuck out of here. You can tell me who sings that and what album it came on. I don't want to. No. That is not a TikTok song. You will give that band their goddamn, you know,
Give them their due, damn
give
it.
them their due, damn it. And it's crazy, you know. But in a way, it exposes kids to these bands
It
that were
opens up-
honestly great, and you know, kind of throwing back, you know, don't ever undersell you getting sober, and don't ever undersell the achievement of that, man. Like, we've lost way too many wrestlers and musicians, and this is an example. He got big, he got famous, and that addiction drove him, and we don't have him anymore. We don't have that band in its original run anymore. We don't have wrestlers now because of the addiction and the painkillers and the drinking that overtook their life and everything else. So, you know, I just wanted to take a second, dude. The fact you're clean and sober, that really should be, that is your championship moment, my man. That is phenomenal that you chose to make that choice to rise above and to become, you know, honestly who you are, dude. It's fucking great, man.
Thank you, man. It
'Cause-
was.
I mean,
It's still hard. It's like
dude, try.
I didn't. I don't believe in like the 12 steps or anything. I literally was just like, I'm gonna quit drinking one day, and I literally was one of those guys that thought I would be the guy that watch a sunset and die with a cocktail in his hand on the beach. It's like there was so many times where like me and Swanee would be drunk as fuck the night before, and just literally carrying each other to our rooms and like wake up hella hungover and promise each other, oh, we're not going to do this, we're not going to do it. And then whoever had the match last, we would have the double jacket hand and be like, here you go, bro, one for me, one for you. It was literally almost like that in certain venues where it was just like, damn, like I thought me and my boy would be like drinking until our death, and then, you know, him getting sober too. It's been such a great path for him as well.
Yeah.
So like dropping the booze for me was the best decision I ever had in my life.
And, you know, people under...
And it literally, I feel like it gave me a breath of fresh air for my career. It's like, this is like my second part of my career, I feel like.
And, you know, that's what I say. People underestimate the daily fight that people go through on that, you know. Not that I'm putting it on any level, but, you know, when I got the rejection from Al Snow and the wrestling school in Lima, you know, I threw myself back into bouncing and the fighting in the club every night, and I threw myself into cocaine, and then I threw myself into drinking, and then I kicked that and found out that I liked food, and I ballooned up to 386 pounds, man. Like, I was functionally not working. I was creating health issues beyond health issues. I couldn't hardly, you know, perform my job, and, you know, I'm in no way shape the, you know, specimen of fitness now, but I've dropped over 130 pounds since then.
Congratulations, bro.
And I've learned that you got to wake up every day, and every day you still got to wake up, make conscious choices that you had to make on day one when you decided you were going to try and do something different about your life. And so people undersell that daily fight, man. People undersell that so much.
I fight that fight with food too. It's like I became like strict as hell because like I have love handles now, but it's like, oh, I want to fucking go back to Ring of Honor Jake Crist, you know, 23 years old, where it was like I still had just a little bit of love handles in the trunk, but they weren't like that bad. So I was like, I'm gonna whatever it takes. I'm gonna get down to that weight. And it was like 145 pounds. I started looking at pictures, like, oh my god, he looks like he's on drugs. What the fuck? So like, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna fucking bulk back up. So I'm eating a lot of chicken and rice, and I realize as I'm eating that chicken and rice, having that discipline, that you can't have every meal be delicious.
Right, yeah.
Because if every meal's delicious, you're going to die.
And, my brother, my kid brother got really big in the fitness industry, and he really started, running down that. And he really kind of helped me change a mindset of when you stop looking at food as something you want to eat or something that's good, and you start looking at it under the guise of fuel, like for your car, it becomes a very different approach to what you eat and why you eat it. And you'll find that you'll eat stuff you don't necessarily like because I need this particular octane this day, and I need this particular protein this day, or other things. And I mean, obviously I still eat way more shit than I probably shouldn't, but I went through so many stages of denial of the whole jokes of, I beat anorexia and I did this and I did that, and all the trying to justify what it was. But just, when you make that choice and you realize what you're getting back to, and what you're, trying to work toward, there's a satisfaction in there you can't describe to anybody. But there's also a discipline in there you can't describe to anybody. So, but yeah.
It's kind of the same principles of drinking. It's like, I'm just not going to pick up the bottle today. And the same thing with like, I'm just not going to pick up chocolate today.
Mm-hmm.
Or whatever the vice may be. Because we all have our vices.
And we're in the top 3, man.
We got all that from me saying bodies.
I know. You know what?
Oh, my God.
You know what? Today's inspirational moment is brought to you by Uncle Bunky's House of Love.
Let the bodies hit the floor.
All right. Top 3.
Join me next week when I start my motivational career.
Number 3 for me is Changes, but the Youngblood version of, like, I don't know if you guys listened to Black Sabbath's Final Farewell Tour, Ozzy's last concert. Youngblood, I think he did like one song and he flew out to like some crazy country because he was headlining his own show. But he came through, I even think it was at Wembley, because it gave me Queen Live Aid vibes. Freddie Mercury. Like, so it kind of gave me that
is now
vibes.
a meme at every baseball park with a groundhog. What the fuck?
Yeah, right. So like now, that's why that became such a higher up on my list, was the Youngblood Changes. It was so good, such a good song.
And you know what? I know Ozzy had to do that concert, essentially sitting down and being propped up and tied in that chair, but he still crushed it.
What a way to go out,
He still crushed it, man.
If every performer, I feel like that's what you want to do. You want to, like, for me, it would be like having one crazy last match and then going off a week later and dying. Like, that's kind of like a hero or a warrior's, death, I feel.
You think about everything Ozzy did, and you think about everything Ozzy was. His last concert, sitting on a throne, was so fucking poetic.
It gives me chills.
It was poetic.
Awesome. It's good shit. It's awesome.
It was almost like he knew exactly what every fan and himself wanted at the end, and he just delivered.
That's what I was about to say.
He delivered. Absolutely crushed and delivered it. So
yeah, number 3, Changes, the Youngblood version.
Number 3, solid, man. So, man, we forgot to say we were approaching the Dragon Lair, but here we go. Anyway, number 3 for me is a band that came out in the early 2000s. They kind of got overshadowed by the Nickelback, 3 Days Grace, everything else running, but super solid punk band that came out and fired onto the scene. They only have 3 albums. They've toured worldwide several times, and I've not had the pleasure of seeing them yet. But the song I'm referring to is by a small band called SR71, and the song is Non-Toxic. And it's from their first album. They redid it on their second album, but the first album version is so much better. And the first album was Now You See Inside, which oddly enough, I was just out of living in my car, and I swung into Best Buy, and I had virtually no money at the time. and I knew I needed to. I was going to buy some music, and I realized I had no money to really buy a CD at all. And this was on the up and coming artist section that they had, and I bought this CD for $3. I've memorized every song on this album. There's no filler songs on this album. It became just every song's a fucking banger, but this song, Non-Toxic. And it really speaks to the fact that this guy has not been seen, and he doesn't feel like he has a place or a space in the world. And it just, that one just fucking nailed me to a wall and held me there for the last, at this point, almost 30 fucking years. And it's still solid. I own all the only physical CDs I have left, because I've grandfathered all my physical CDs to my daughter. But the only 3 physical CDs I have left are those 3 albums. And that first album that I ever bought was SR71's Now You See Inside, Song 12, Non-Toxic.
All right. What is the band called?
SR71.
Where are they from?
Boston, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, they're one of the little known, best kept secrets out of Boston.
That's awesome.
So if you guys want to listen to something just a little bit different, kind of that punk rock era, SR71, man. They kind of sound like a lot of bands that hit during that time, but their lyrics and their music is fucking solid.
All right.
So they actually got one of their songs called Politically Correct, I believe. The music for that was used to advertise a shit ton of video games in the early 2000s just because of that riff that they put out. But they never really got a huge amount of radio play, just not enough to really take off.
All right.
So
my number 3, it's a song that I actually discovered when I was deployed to Afghanistan, just trying to find random music to listen to when we're out on the road and shit. And I stumbled across a band called Senses Fail, and the song is called Can't Be Saved. It's off of their 2000 album Still Searching. So Can't Be Saved by Senses Fail. I've become a super big fan of them ever since hearing that song. So
nice.
That's number 2.
Number 3. So now you're number 2.
So,
Oh yes, we'll say we're at number 2.
Yep.
All right, number 2 for me is Darling Nikki by Prince.
ooh.
Fucking love Prince. Prince was huge inspiration for one of my gimmicks I had running for a while when I was running Rockstar. It was like the artist Jake Crist, and it was fucking awesome. Like, yeah. So, Darling Nikki by Prince, number 2 for me.
What did you think of the remake?
Of Darling Nikki, I haven't heard it.
Foo Fighters, I believe, redid Darling Nikki.
I haven't heard it.
Ooh.
I have to check it out.
They did a pretty good job of it, man. I'm
That's
not gonna lie. Like
awesome.
Prince is obviously going to be king of it, but man, they did a good
That's
job of
awesome.
Darling Nikki.
Yeah, Prince wasn't really too into people doing remix of his shit and
Yeah.
stuff. Like, I'm not that big of a fan to not listen to that kind of shit, because I think Chris, who was it? Chris, he redid a Prince song not before he died. Chris, I forget his last name, but yeah, it's just I don't know.
Man, so many remakes fail, especially in music.
Yeah.
And it's very hard to find someone who does it justice. You know, I think Hurt was definitely one of those that just crushed and killed. Like even Trent Reznor was like, that's how I always envisioned the song, but I can never do it like that. Because it's just not the band we were. He goes, Johnny Cash was,
there's certain songs that I feel like that are better than the original. I feel like Hurt is that song.
I think
I
Hurt
like
would
it
be one of the
better.
only
I like
songs
it
I think got
yeah.
better by Johnny Cash doing it than by Nine Inch Nails
Just
doing it. But
because I feel like the Johnny Cash's voice for that song for that time was just amazing for it. It created such a great masterpiece I think.
the tone of the song, I don't really think changed much when Johnny Cash did it. But Johnny Cash's voice is what the tone of the song needed, and that's something that Trent was never going to get out of it.
Yeah.
And the fact that Johnny just slowed it down and just added just one acoustic guitar, just absolutely crushed.
Stole it.
So,
In my opinion.
but yeah. So number 2, Number 2 for me, it's probably going to be another one of those. I don't know if any of you will know. But it's called The Devil's Train, and it's by a band called the Lab Rats. It's kind of that hybrid of, it's I don't even know how to describe it. It's, they take so many types of music and create something entirely new on it. So this is it's got a strong drum beat, but it's got a piano that reminds you of an old-timey piano out of a bar in a Western, and the guy raps over top of it. And he tells, and he turns that almost into a ballad at the same time, where he tells you this incredible story about how this kid growing up never knew his grandfather. All he knows is his grandfather went crazy. And one night he decides to try acid, and he sees his grandfather sitting in the house, and he runs down to the train tracks where he meets the devil, and the devil's like already got his grandfather, and he's trying to take his soul at the same time. It's just this really cool, almost story that's all drawn out, and he tells it in a way you can just literally vividly see it play out in your head, which is just amazing to be able to tell a story, lyrically that way. And the whole time it's kind of jaunty music where you're just kind of questioning everything you hear, but it clicks so fucking well. And, road trips or long days at work or anything else, this song has a way of creeping in all the time. And it's just one of those I constantly go back to that I just absolutely love. So number 2 for me is The Devil's Train by the Lab Rats.
All right. Devil, kind of similar to my number 2, I guess. So in past podcasts, we've talked about how I am borderline a serial killer. There's just something in my head that's preventing me from doing it. So I like a lot
Or is there?
It's called a conscience. Okay, we learned about this in Pinocchio. Not necessarily a cricket, but for you, it might be.
Is that the perfect alibi?
I just admit everything on the podcast without actually admitting it.
Who
But
really shot the sheriff?
I like a lot of darker shit. And my number 2 is a perfect example of that. It's Am I a Psycho by Tech Nine featuring B.O.B. and Hobson. Yeah.
Dude, Tech Nine, you can't fail with Tech Nine.
No, you can't.
Can't fail.
It's off of his 11th album also. So
Hell yeah.
I mean, the crazy part is I almost put on Acting Like You Know by Mackenzie Nicole, which is on Tech's label. And she's more of a pop artist, but he has verses in that song with her. It's fucking phenomenal, man.
That's good shit.
It's fucking
Number
phenomenal.
one?
Down to number 1, man.
if you ever watched the video to Am I a Psycho, he basically wrote that about me. So that's all I'm saying.
Number 1 for me is actually going to close out my funeral, because I have my funeral all planned out and shit. Oh, like a weirdo. And I guess I won't be there to see it, so I hope my family
honors that.
I hope my daughter. I hope I fucking go before my wife, because I couldn't handle that shit. But gonna close out my funeral is John C. Reilly's "Beautiful Ride." I don't know if you guys saw the Dewey Cox movie "Walk Hard." John C. Reilly. It's fucking hilarious movie. It's a parody comedy.
It's a spoof off of Johnny Cash.
It's fucking
I think. Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Spoof off Johnny Cash, but like "Beautiful Ride" by John C. Reilly. It just connects to me, and I'm like, this is my life. This is my life. I don't know. Yeah, it's a great song. Check it out. It's totally, like I said, totally going to close out my funeral.
You're not weird for saying that, by the way. Like, I'll explain when I get to mine.
Okay.
But that's it.
Gosh, that's mine doesn't have that much significance to it. I don't think it's going to get played at my funeral.
Well, goddamn. Well, goddamn.
So mine, kind of overall, what I would say, typically embodied my attitude that kind of got me to where I'm at. And as far as, once I finally woke up and decided to shake off the way I was raised and learn how to take the good from it and ditch the bad. And so if there was going to be if I ever got the chance to walk into a wrestling ring, I would almost want this would be one of the top 3 songs I would want to walk into. And it's going to sound cliche and everybody knows it, but it's Thunderstruck by AC/DC. Just the way that starts with the hard drum beats that pauses and you just hear that thunder. And you kind of just get that anticipation that, yeah, something's about to happen. And I always, when I bounced and when I, had other jobs, it was always, I've always had people go, hey man, you have a way of walking in a room and people turn their head. And I'm like, I don't do anything particular. But they're like, yeah, but you have a way. So, and I was like, maybe it's just, I don't know, me. I don't fucking know. And they're like, you just have a way when you get in that certain attitude, you just have that thing. So, but yeah, like Thunderstruck, and it's one of those things you can almost put over anything and it applies. I mean, you almost match that up with whatever you want, and it just. When I left the occult, I knew I'd left a trail of destruction when I went out, and the destruction even kind of trailed into my own life. So I guess the collateral damage of striking it myself, but you know what? Here we are. So Thunderstruck by AC/DC.
Okay. Well, you said that's what you wanted to be your final song at your funeral, right? I also have thought about things like that, and
maybe we are serial killers.
my number one, I also would like to be played. I've said that I don't want a funeral because I want to be cremated. I don't want to be buried. I don't want a funeral though. I want like a celebration or party to, all right, the asshole's dead. Move on. That's basically how I've told my wife and how I want it to be. But I do want this song to be played if my ashes get sprayed somewhere, or maybe as everybody's leaving this party. And that is 50 Cent's If I Can't. It's off of his debut album, Get Rich or Die Trying. But just I've always loved that song since day one hearing it. When I hear it, it immediately goes up and I'm rapping along with it. And it kind of describes me to a T minus the serial killer aspect.
See, here's the crazy part. You guys have like songs planned out for your funerals and what people want to remember you by, right? So me and my comedic brain and the fact that I'm kind of a nerd, and I've watched a lot of Doctor Who in my day, and I kind of really liked it. And the thing with Doctor Who is when the Doctor dies, time will regenerate his essence into a different person, which is how they change actors, and it's been going on for years on end. And he has a particular tool called a sonic screwdriver. So when I die, I want everyone to walk through and see me in the casket. And then right before they're going to carry me out, I want somebody else to run in wearing exact those clothes I'm getting buried in, holding a screwdriver, and just go, okay, this is going to be hard to explain, but. Just so everybody's like, that motherfucker. And then everyone's phone goes off with a text that goes, God damn, it's dark in here. I'm just saying, like, that's where my brain goes.
Yeah,
and you are like, I want you to remember me for this song. And people are going to be walking out going,
No, not yet.
yeah, you know what? He really was kind of an asshole, wasn't he? Did you see this motherfucking text? Like, this motherfucker got me. He's dead, and the motherfucker still got me. And, like, that's my legacy is one last, aha. So you guys are all like making these great, last statements, and I'm going, made you laugh one more time, and I ain't even dead.
It's on par.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Either that, or if I can't get that, I want a big screen, projector screen to drop down, and Porky the Pig be like, that's all, folks.
That would be good.
Get out,
Normally we match on these lists. Me and him will have at least one thing. Sometimes it's even in the same spot. We didn't this time. We had artists that were.
We had,
were the same,
I think we all somehow came through. No,
Yeah, I don't think
We
any
had
of us
artists that
picked
matched
the
up, but
same,
yeah.
songs.
A lot of good fucking music though. So it was a good topic.
That's why I kind of picked music. Is like anyone. I don't know, like you throw on a song and you remember, oh man, that was when my mom would take me down the road, go down, get some bread from the bread factory in Springfield as she's, got an ash out the cigarette saying, fucking quit talking, Johnny. In the back as she's hitting me, she's drinking her Budweiser.
I remember those days.
You have songs like that bring you back to memories like that. So
Music
that's why
is
I picked it.
Music is one of those things that not only bridges but transcends generations, cultures, countries. Of course, every culture and country has their music, but it has a way of bridging other cultures all together, because but one thing everybody in every culture can appreciate and love is music. And it's the one thing that can tie people together, because, especially now with the internet, I mean, it's worldwide. You can now get on and look up, Brazilian festival music and have a playlist 17 hours long if you want. And in music, like I said, our kids are starting to go, "Hey, have you heard of this?" Yeah, I've heard of this band. I know exactly who this band is, But it's cool to see the fact that music sticks around to a point that your kids are seeing it, and their kids are going to end up seeing it, and it is truly one of the timeless things that will pass through. I mean, for fuck's sakes, there's people still rocking Mozart in a car somewhere.
Yeah, for sure.
And this motherfucker died over 200 years ago, right? And if it doesn't, you're going to have Falco singing Rock Me Amadeus on a goddamn bet that turned into a cultural icon. So, I mean, it will happen. It will always happen, man. And that's the beauty of music. And I think that's the beauty of the variety of music, is we may not have matched, but how many times did we all sit here and hear the other song on the other list and go, "Oh, yeah, I like that song," And it all has a way of touching, and there's a lot of genres we kicked out here as far as, different genres and everything else as far as what we brought up, but we all know it.
There was no opera on the list, though. None of us named an opera song.
Honorable mention, the theme to the Phantom of the Opera, done by Nightwish. There we go.
Well, before we wrap up, one more story time with Jake. You can tell a story about Jerry or just whatever. Let's have a good story.
Well, a good story is I'll tell you a story about how I beat up J.C. Rotten, which is the promoter's son of Ian Rotten.
Like real life beat up?
Real life beat
All
up.
right. Let's hear it.
Real life just fucked. I felt bad afterwards because I was like, damn, he didn't even have a chance. Like, it was fucking,
Those are the fights you hate when you walk away and go, "God damn it.
damn it, I shouldn't have beat him up that bad.
I don't even feel good about it anymore."
But he had it coming, that motherfucker. Okay, so we just had a multi-man match for IWA Mid-South. It was Jeffersonville Arena on Thursday. It was like, shows didn't matter. It was kind of like just a payday for me and stuff. But which was wild, because I ended up would take those paydays and I'd have Ian split the... I would have him split up the... my payday amongst like the younger talent coming up, like, like I was only making like $300 a show, so I was just like, "Oh, split it up, give like the boys like $10 or $20 that you're not gonna pay, so they can have a little bit of gas in their car, and maybe get a hamburger or something to eat after the show." Mm-hmm. So like I did that like multiple times weekly for Mid-South, which is probably why he took advantage and that's why I ended up like burning his belts, which these kind of stories kind of going hand in hand.
I forgot about the burning belt story.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this will just all kind of tie out, and it's some good stuff we'll end it with. But we had a multi-man match, and J.C. Rotten, I forget who it was that was in the match. He pulls this guy up and had a door bridged from the apron to the guardrail. And he lifts the guy up and he's like, "Canadian Destroyer through the door." And he stuffs him and he goes from it. And the kid, like, he's kind of like making his way up, like kind of knows what you're doing. Like, If it's a Thursday show and there's 10 people in the crowd, like, you're not going to take a Canadian Destroyer through a door to the fucking floor.
Right.
So he's holding on to the ropes. And J.C. Rotten, being the promoter's son, he just starts laying in fucking forearms to his back. He's like, "I said Canadian Destroyer, you motherfucker. Come on, let's go." Dude's not doing it, which... rightfully so. I don't want to do that anyways. So, the match ends. They don't do the spot.
Right.
JC comes to the back and he is fucking livid. just livid out of his fucking mind, just red from, his whole fucking face is red, just screaming at this kid. And I go, JC, calm down, bro. Like, you need to fucking lead by example. You're the promoter's son. You've been in the business forever. Calm down, go outside and just fucking take a fresh air. Like, no, fuck you, Jake. And he started getting in my face. I was like, JC, better get the fuck out of my face. And this is how calmly I was. I was like, before I beat your fucking ass. And he went upstairs because Jeffersonville Arena, there's, steps and stuff. Or because we get dressed in a asbestos-filled basement. In that arena, like if I die of mesothelioma, my parent or my family is titled to a compensation for sure. If your loved one died from the Jeffersonville Arena asbestos, yeah, that's my family. Brooklyn, Johnny, Beth, if you're listening to this, please get your compensation. But anyway,
Call the law offices of.
So that happens a couple times. He's just coming down being furious. I was like, dude, just calm down. It didn't make or break the match. Nobody fucking knew that that's what you wanted to do. I'm telling you, if you get in my face one more time, I'm going to whip your ass. And he came down, and as he was walking down the steps for the third time, because everything in life, there's rules of 3. And you can only be so nice until you get pushed off the edge. And he just started fucking giving Corey the business again as he was walking down the steps. And I was like, if this dude says one word to me, I'm going to have to whip his ass and fucking... I'm damn near butt booty naked except for my socks. I got socks and fucking my under trunks on because I'm just now starting to peel off my clothes from the match. And he's like, and you, Jake, me and you, we're going to have a conversation outside. To me, that meant you want to go outside
That meant
and
let's
fight.
go.
We're going to go outside and fight. And he starts to get in my face. I was just like, blah, 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 blah. I hit him with a 2-piece. He starts falling. I lift him back up, give him fucking a couple uppercut shots. Fucking he falls in between some chairs and some table. I go to fucking get over top of him to give him one last shot. And Ricky Shane Page is like, Jake, he had enough. And
He Casperitis like hockey fucked him there.
He is just leaking, bro. Just leaking. And it was just like, that's where I realized, I was like, fuck, like, I fucked him up. That's where I felt bad. I felt bad. That next show was like was some show the next week or the couple days later for Ian, and I was just like, I'm probably gonna have to go and fight this whole fucking family. But Ian called me and was like, I told my son he can't be talking to grown men like that. You talk to grown men like that, grown men shit happens to you.
That's awesome,
That's
dude.
good advice.
I mean, I'm glad he didn't get too pissed off, because you never know how someone's going to react in that situation. At least he was like, hey man, your mouth wrote a check your ass couldn't cash, so there you go. Like,
But how does that lead to the belt spinning, bro?
So well, with
that was the icing on the cake. What are you talking about?
With me giving my paydays up. So it's this, like, me and John Wayne Murdoch, we had like a Deadly Doors match in this, I think it was Chicago show. And it's like a bunch of people were on the show, like me, John Wayne Murdoch, Jimmy Jacobs. There was like IWA, like Ian never, he had great talent on every show. Like bigger names within the indies and stuff. And again, after the show, he would give you your envelope in front of everybody. So he would critique everybody's shit and like pay you and tell you what was good and what was bad of the show. And then he'd call out names at the end and you'd go up and get your payday. So, like, we're all listening to shit, waiting for names to be called out. And he's like, oh, and by the way, even though there was like 300, 400 people here today, we're not going to pay anybody tonight. We're going to pay them Cash App on Monday. And I literally was like, turned to the guy next to me on my right, and I was like, if he does not fucking pay me, I'm going to end this company. Because I went 23 years but not getting screwed over by Ian Rotten. Because when I first started in this business, the big saying is you haven't made it in this business unless Ian Rotten screwed you over. And I didn't think that was cool. I thought that was some bullshit. And even the people that let them, like the bigger names before me, that let them screw him over or let him screw them over on pay and shit, I was like, if y'all would have just put your foot down, I wouldn't be in this situation. So a month goes by and I'm getting a hold of him weekly. Like at this point, it was $600. It was like death match. You know, like I gave him a deal. I was making like $300 every week from him, you know, like weekly booking just to kind of like help with some bills and shit. And at that point, it was like $600. I was like, man, that's like close to my house payment. Like, I'm not doing anything else. I don't have a real job. Like, this is all I do is wrestling. Like, Ian, I need this pay. And after the third, fourth excuse, he sent me his girlfriend's name's Misty. He was like, Jake, I'm so sorry. I'll have Misty PayPal you as soon as we get out of the hospital. She's been in the hospital for a week. And sends me a photo of a lady with a fucking hospital wristband on. So I zoom in on the picture. And it was like Bob Johnson. I was like, it ain't even Misty.
Oh, no.
Like, what the fuck? So I was like, listen, bro.
As soon as Bob Johnson gets out of the hospital, I'm whipping your ass.
You have until Friday, 5 o'clock to pay me. If I don't have PayPal in my account, like, by then, 5 o'clock, I'm going to cut a promo on your ass and you're not going to like it. And he's like, I got you. So I had a buddy get a hold of me. I picked like this beautiful place in Dayton underneath the overpass, and I waited like 10 minutes before 5 o'clock. I got a hold of my wife, and I was like, hey, we got a PayPal by Ian? She's like, nope. I was like, okay, that's fine. Wait 2 more minutes. It was like 4:58, and called her again. Any money yet? Nope. 5 o'clock on the dot. I'm like, all right, bro. Start to hit record. Ian calls me. Jake, please give me 5 more hours. Like, I'll have it to you at 10 o'clock, blah, blah, blah. I was like, nah, bro. I told you 5 o'clock. I'm going to give Beth a call one more time. And if $600 ain't in my account, I'm posting this. I'm going to post a promo on you. And I called her. Wasn't in there. And I was like, bet, here we go. And that was the promo y'all saw. It was me burning. Had you ever seen the promo?
No, I'm going to look it up now.
Okay. It's just me burning the belts under an overpass in Dayton. And literally just shut IWA Mid-South down over that one promo. It was literally of him screwing me around.
Wow.
For a month of trying to... Because I gave him, I'm not an asshole. Like, I'll give you time. Like, I want my money. That's all I wanted. So, like, I burnt those belts and made a sash out of it. I literally drilled holes and put, like, fucking rope made out of sash for a while. There's a couple people that try to buy it, and I was like, nah, I'm cool. I'm just going to keep it.
You still have it?
Yeah, it's in the I gave it to Sammy to put in our school. Because we were doing a school for a while, so Sammy has it somewhere.
You know what's crazy though is people can be like, hey, why'd you do that? But no, you don't get it. He had the money that night. He had the door.
Yeah.
And, I mean, minus if they were taking credit cards or not, but a lot of that stuff is cash. But he had the door. He had the money to pay you. He just didn't. That was, and I've heard so many stories of wrestlers on the independent circuit, how they go in and they put on a show and then the booker just refuses to pay him at the end of the night. And I'm like, that's got to be one of the roughest things imaginable.
It happens all the fucking time.
And that's insane.
That's the thing with COVID is like, I literally had to get a job. I fucking deliver for Amazon now because like I can't trust promoters to pay me.
Right.
And they always you always got to come down on the price that you want anyways.
Right.
So like it's one of those deals where I literally that promo and all that happened. I had to have to get a real job because there's promoters would just be like, can I cash app you Monday? No,
you have the door. Give me my money.
Give me my money right now. No.
Can I ain't got cash app, motherfucker. Go away. I mean, yeah, that's insane, man. That is totally insane.
Yeah, man. Just literally, you get pushed to that edge, and you give a guy fair warning. And in retrospect, now I wish I would have never done it. Like I'm glad, like all of us came together, and we, it was, I was the starter.
Is that where the fire starter comes from?
That's where the fire starter comes from. I started that, and it just everybody piled on to him. It was like, yeah, fuck this guy. Like he's been a carny bastard for the last 30 years or whatever it was.
But you know what? Sometimes it just takes one person doing something like that, and the rest of the industry wakes up, and then they realize. And I mean, it gives somebody else the courage to get the money that they're owed. I mean that's really.
It boggles my mind on how many promoters will just go out and be like, well, I'll pay you on Monday. Can I cash app you?
No, you won't.
Man.
Oh,
that's
great.
That is a good story to end it on.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
One more quick little thing. All Night Airborne Thursday, bro. Fucking phenomenal. Me and Rich Swan. So, you were there. You saw this. I'm trying the Sasuke special. You guys know what the Sasuke special is? The cartwheel into the backflip.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
which, by the way, you scared the shit out of me.
Everybody it scared the shit out of me. Listen, this is what's funny about all this is like, so before the match, I was like, you know what? I got a wild hair up my ass, even though I'm 41. Like I'm gonna try I've never tried this before. I'm gonna try the Sasuke.
That's your first time doing it?
First time ever.
Damn.
I was like, let me try this. And like I know how to like. I was like, hey man, like post for me on this, and Swan's like, nah, cuz like. Just go into the like cut your back wheel or cut your cartwheel and then just fall backwards onto the top rope and sling you back in like for practice. I was like, all right, cool. So I did it in first 3 or 4 tries. I was like, that's awesome. I was like, you know what? Like, what if I just did like the back bump onto the rope and then that flips me and that springs me? And I was like, nah, that's not gonna work. Fuck that. Like I was really fucking nervous. I've never gotten real nervous before. And so like I'm like, all right, cool, I got it. I was like, I line it up, I get the good distance. I was like, all right, bro, you got this. So I fucking go. And then as I'm going to cut my cartwheel, I was like, oh shit, I'm a half step off. And like, so, and then I was like, fuck it. Like in my head, I was like, fuck it. Like you've already committed. Just do the back bump onto the top rope and flip yourself over. Jesus, take the wheel.
Me and my wife are up on the stage. We always get the stage seating. And you did that. From my perspective, it looked like you whiplashed your neck.
Oh,
so
God.
I grabbed my wife's like leg. I'm like, but then you stood up and I was like, okay, God, he'll still be there tomorrow.
It was so wild, like Swan, because I was like, I'm a perfectionist. Oh man, I fucked up. Like, goddamn, like that sucks. Like, no, I'm never gonna do that again. Swan, you fucking got this, Sasuke.
Cool.
I was like, oh shit. And then like we're putting old dude up. I was like, did it look good? He's like, oh, yeah. Oh shit.
He's like,
Oh shit! I get
You
to
did it.
I get to the back and fucking Sammy and like Ace was like, "Oh my god, that was the greatest shit I've ever seen." I was like, "Are you guys just making fun of me? Or you trying to pop me up?" And then everybody's like, "No, no, it was good. It was good. It was good." And it's like,
It was
man, I
good,
can't,
just scary.
I can't see that.
No, I'm telling you, the first show I took my daughter to, Ace was wrestling that night, and hit him and the other guy came up onto
Chambers.
Chambers came up onto the stage, and ended up taking one of the pop cans that we were drinking that night and cracking them over the head. My daughter's been a fucking Ace fan ever fucking since. Like,
That's awesome.
but it's just the funny part about that story he just told was. At 41, he's still doing like shit like the Sauce Will special, and sorry, I can't speak now. I could barely do the dead possum effectively if I wanted to at 44 in my, what I'm doing. Like goddamn, I really did some dumb shit, to get to the, 41. He can still cartwheel.
What?
At 44, I can imitate melted pudding in a chair really well. I mean,
What really hurt? It wasn't the neck. It was actually my back, like upper back, where I hit the fucking rope and had it like spring up. That's what hurt.
those ropes don't give like people think.
No,
Like I've hit ropes a couple times. Like, God damn, these are really not as springy as people make them out. Like on
it's
TV.
steel cable and garden hose. So but like literally before, I was like, man, like I had the thought of it, and then as it happened, I was like, oh god, I'm a half step off. No, fuck it. Like, how did that happen? How did I end up being a cat and land on my feet? Jesus Christ, thank you.
You go in slow motion, and there's Jake flying through the air.
The split decisions
And
too,
just drawing
bro.
the cross.
Complete fuck up, man. Like, how did I end up pulling that off? As I was like, I hit the ropes on my back. I was like, fuck, I fucked up. And then it was like huge reaction. I was like, okay, maybe not.
You know what? Hey man,
Sweet.
you get the pop from the crowd. That's all that really matters, right?
There's so many times in matches where it's like, man, that felt like it looked like shit, and you go back and watch. It was like, oh no, that actually looked really good. So I'm hoping that this is the case because I haven't seen it yet. I hope it's the case. You got to tell me it's not the case.
Well, super quick though, for everyone listening, man, look up when Wrestling Revolvers come into your area. Get some tickets.
25th of not February.
25th of April, I believe, is the next show. It's coming through Dayton, but they do travel. So look up for anyone that's out of state to find out when Wrestling Revolver's coming through your area. It's a phenomenal show. It's put on by a lot of talented athletes that they have there. And I promise you, even if you're not a wrestling fan, go anyway. The crowd atmosphere and the show that these guys put on, you will have a good time. I promise.
Probably be a wrestling fan afterwards.
So my daughter refuses to watch it on TV, but if we go to a live event, especially a Wrestling Revolver show, she is the first one in the car telling me we're late. So 100%, man. It just speaks volumes to the caliber of athletes that you guys have over there at Wrestling Revolver, to caliber of athletes that you are yourself. My daughter has always enjoyed every show, and she always gets the probably not the pop you're looking for, but every time you come out to the ring, there's confetti. You have your daughter with you, and she always gets the "oh, isn't that nice?" So she's like, "Look, Dad." I'm like, "Yeah, I know," and regardless of, dude, you got a phenomenal ring entrance that you got all planned out. That is actually one of the cool ones that I've seen up there at Wrestling Revolver. I mean, everybody's is unique, but that's super cool. Just a nod to you and your family and how that, everything is part of your life in that business. But yeah, guys, look up that show, man. Get tickets. It's not going to break your bank whatsoever. Go see a live independent wrestling show, and if it's Wrestling Revolver, it's gonna be phenomenal.
Yep.
And is it Triller TV, I believe?
Yeah,
online.
Triller, Thrill. Man, they've changed so many damn times. I've done so many bumpers throughout the years. Thriller TV, Thriller TV, Triller. What the hell are we on today?
But if you guys have a subscription to Triller TV, watch some matches. If you're there and you just want to see more of it, they always have DVDs out there on the merch table. All the wrestlers are super fucking cool. They'll take pictures, sign your merch, they'll talk to you. Just stop in and see these guys, man. Support what they're doing. Keep the local wrestling scene alive. And as far as I go, please come see a comedy show. Keep that scene alive as well.
Do you have anything that you would like to plug?
I think we covered
listeners?
it, man. I think we covered it all. You need to come check out Wrestling Revolver. Sammy runs a tremendous show, like you just said, guys. Like both of you. Like, I appreciate you all coming. I appreciate you inviting me here.
Dude, this is great. Like, I can't wait. We need more wrestlers on the show at this point.
Yeah.
But
they're not as charismatic as me, though, and I can talk your goddamn head off here. Let me take you down the road.
So, is there any place I can follow you on socials at all?
Yeah, I got across the board, just at the Jake Crist. I'll be honest. I know it's fucking the new time and stuff, and you should be more active on social media and stuff. But like my socials, like I'll go through spurts and stuff. I like to take time off that shit because, like, man, everybody puts their best life on social media, like me included, like, so it's like not everybody's on beaches every fucking day eating avocado toast,
I hate
We're not,
avocado toast. I'm not gonna lie.
we're not living our best lives every single day. It's like I said earlier, you can't have a delicious meal every meal or you will die.
Right. Well, that being said, follow the Inappropriates on.
Yeah, there you go.
But we are on Facebook, we are on X, and we are recently on Twitter, where you can follow us at the Inappropriate, or TikTok. Yeah, we've been on Twitter, but anyway. Our X, Twitter. What the fuck? See, it's like Thriller and Triller TV. It's X, it's Twitter. It's,
TikTok's the one I'm pushing.
But TikTok is where we're starting to get a little bit of an audience going. So come follow us on TikTok. I'm also on TikTok, where my comedy and all my other, psychotic hobbies, and, not to, toot Wrestling Revolver's horn again. But my second highest viewed video is a clip of a Wrestling Revolver show that I put on. Anyhow, but yeah.
What were you saying about Impact?
Oh, I had a problem with that one time with Impact. We were doing bumpers and stuff, and it was for Pluto TV, and it was like for some odd reason I could not say Pluto TV correctly, and like afterwards it was like beat in my head, and it was like me and Trevor Lee, we were back to back, and he was having the same trouble. We got together afterwards, and he was just like, "Man, it's so hard to say those like back to back because you always stumble up." I think it was Pluto TV. I was like kept fucking it up, but like afterwards, the next couple of days, it's like it was just beat into my brain, and every time I'd see Trevor Lee, I would hit that spot, like that bumper spot. Go check Impact Wrestling on Thursday on Pluto TV.
So, all right, guys, I think that's going to wrap it up for this week.
Yep. Thanks again, Jake. Really appreciate it.
Absolutely, man. It's been a blast. Thanks so much. So, until next time, guys, have a week. Peace.
So fucking inappropriate.